the football world continues to process the tragic death of Diogo Jota and his younger brother Andre Silva, tributes continue.
We used to, in our day, if you were a top player and, you know, the talk was about you, just go 100%, no doubt about it. When you're in that dressing room, look around, you know, and you for a big game and you're looking at people you can count on. He was one of those.
Many fans want to see his number 20 shirt retired, and Lawrenson made his position clear on that matter.
I think that's a fantastic thing to honour somebody like him. Never ever been done before at Anfield. I'm sure they'll definitely do something like that, which will be very, very fitting.
Messages of love and support from all corners of the footballing world speak to the impact he had on his teammates. And the Daily Mail's Dom King says he had a special place in the heart of the Anfield faithful.
He had a song about he's the lad from Portugal, better than Figo, don't you know? Liverpool fans only make those songs for songs of that imagination and colour for the people, for the players that have got something about them, and he embodied their very, very best characteristics.
Jota and his brother Andre's funeral will take place in Portugal tomorrow morning. Elsewhere, as Owen Farrell makes his return to the Lions tour, his former Saracens teammate Jim Hamilton's told talkSPORT he's a much-needed addition to his dad's squad.
I think there's one thing that I've seen with the British and Irish Lions, and I don't want to use the word soft, but I'd say there's a niceness around this squad. And you think you've had the great Lawrence Delalio in the studio before, and you think of the icons like Martin Johnson and Johnny Wilkinson, like born leaders at the very highest level. And I think when I've seen the Lions, and they're maybe lacking a little bit of leadership in Owen Farrell, you get everything, but you get leadership on top. Yeah.
Remember, talkSPORT's the only place you can listen to the Lions tour on national radio, where we're bringing you live coverage of their game against Waratahs tomorrow morning.
How are you getting on today? You're listening to Drive with me, Shebahn, Aherne and Gabby Agbonlahor, in for Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent. Hope you're doing all right. Coming up for you in the show today, we're going to be asking how Chelsea make a starting 11 out of their squad ahead of their Club World Cup quarter-final. Live as ever here on talkSPORT in the early hours of tomorrow morning. We're also going to look at Championship new boys, Birmingham. Yeah, they continue to spend their chuck in it. They're chunking it. Gabby tells us what their expectations should be this season. Former Formula 1 world champion Damon Hill is going to be with us ahead of this weekend's British Grand Prix. That'll be brilliant. We're also going to look ahead to the Lionesses Euro 2025 opener against France tomorrow on talkSPORT. Bonjour, as Serena Wiegman looks to defend England's crown. And we'll look ahead to our live commentary of the Waratahs versus the British and Irish Lions with former England prop Rocky Clark will be with us. All of that plus Alex Crook joins us for Ready Steady Crook, and we'll say hello to our European football expert Kevin Hatchard in Drive Worldwide. A massive show coming up for you this Friday. You can be involved as well. That number as ever 03717 223344. This is Drive on talkSPORT.
talkSPORT Drive.
And breathe.
Oh,
Hey,
and
buddy.
breathe.
How you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm good. Not bad. It was a hard 24 hours, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. Very, very, very sad. Listening to so many people that knew him. You know, the tributes that have come through have been amazing, and yeah, just hope his family are looked after.
Yeah.
You know, loved ones are looked after at this time, definitely.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated and everything regarding poor Diogo Jota and his brother Andre, and the movements there in terms of the funeral, etc. But yeah, heartbreaking seeing these pictures now of Jordan Henderson at Anfield earlier on today. Just
horrible.
Utterly heartbreaking, Gabs.
Yeah, I feel as well there'll be a lot of, not even just teammates now and ex-teammates, I think the whole public are waking up this morning and thinking, did that really happen?
Mm-hmm.
Did that really happen? Really?
Yeah.
That's the feeling I had this morning. Still that sick feeling of like, it can't be true.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah. Just like I said, I feel sorry for the family, and hopefully they've got the support. And Liverpool's such a family club. The best fans probably in the world will be there for Jota's family, definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're thinking of everyone, everybody really hurting from this, of course. So we're with you. Heartbreaking stuff. And it just teaches you life is so precious, isn't it?
100%.
So precious, so fragile. Hold your loved ones close.
Yes.
And don't take each day for granted.
No, not at all.
As well. We're thinking of them all. Looking ahead, shall we? Shall we get into the football ahead for us? We're going to look ahead to today's Club World Cup action, all thanks to DAZN.
FIFA Club World Cup Roundup on talkSPORT, presented by DAZN. Watch every game of the FIFA Club World Cup live and for free on DAZN. Sign up now at DAZN.com.
Palmer threads it through. Dewsbury Hall in on goal, and he makes it 4-1. And Chelsea finish with a flourish, and they are heading into the quarter-finals in some style in the end.
In this tournament, I think at this stage, with this condition, it's very difficult to see a big difference between clubs.
But if the owners say, listen, the further you progress, you're going to have more money to spend, all of a sudden it's like, okay, you know, I don't like it, but I'll keep trying to do what I need to do to get some more funds to bring in better quality players.
Yep, of course, the quarterfinals start tonight with Chelsea on the favourable side of the draw. So just looking ahead to what we've got commentary-wise, talkSPORT 2 tonight, 8 o'clock, it's Fluminense against Al Hilal. And then 2 o'clock in the morning, Gabs, I'm sure you'll be up. You'll be coming home from the club at that time, won't you?
Yeah, it's about time I come in, so I'll be catching that for sure.
Palmeiras against Chelsea, we've got that one live on talkSPORT through the night if you are on the shift. Also Saturday, 5 o'clock, PSG against Bayern Munich is live on talkSPORT. And then 9 o'clock tomorrow night, Real Madrid against Dortmund is over on talkSPORT 2. So Gabs, if Chelsea win tonight, they'll face either Fluminense or Al Hilal in the semi-finals, which will come around next week.
Yes.
Will you stay up to watch it?
No, I don't. Listen, I'm an old man at the moment.
You are, baby.
I'll get to 10:30 and it's bedtime. Lights are out in my house at 10:30. So any games that kick off after 8 p.m, not for me.
Have you enjoyed Chelsea in this competition?
They're doing what they should be doing? I'm sorry, when you look at what they spend. I mean, last season they spent 281 million euros. This season already, 179 million euros. What they're spending each summer, they should be beating the teams that they're beating. They should be one of the favourites to win this competition. We've got to come into it, but I'm sick of hearing Chelsea fans and Cundy and Scott Minto, no, another year, top four would be great and try and win a trophy. No. Chelsea should be going for the title. The amount of money they're spending, the players they're bringing in, the amount of players I've got available. I've done Chelsea 11, and I think I've written down available 30 players here.
But they'll be going for the title, Gabs, but you've got to be patient in the process that they're going.
Not when you're spending what they're spending. I need results.
Patience.
I get it a couple of years ago, but come on, last season, okay, patience, get into the top four, okay, get into Champions League, okay. This season, you can't be the same. Oh, top four will do. Oh, Champions League now. We've got to be careful playing Champions League. No, the amount of players you've got. I know they'll get rid of some of these players as well, but they're going to have two teams. Two top teams as well.
Okay. Maybe that's part of the process.
Yes.
They do need the time. He needs the time.
No time.
Okay. No time for Gabby Agbonlahor.
Title race.
What will be your starting 11 tonight then?
Oh, well, I've got here... I'm going to go Sanchez. Can't really pick goalkeeper. It's tough because no one stands out. Petrovic or Jorgensen or Sanchez. Either one of them. Say Sanchez. Reece James right back. Chalobah, Colwell, Cucurella. Casado, Fernandes, Palmer. Pedro off the left. Dilat through the middle. And we know that maybe Neto won't be starting. So maybe you could play the younger lad, Tyreek George. They've got so many options. Jackson can come in there. You've got Dewsbury Hall. But what they've got available, Shebahn, look at that for a team. And you look on the bench, they've got Gusto, Lavia, Jackson. I know some of these players are injured and maybe not available, but during the season they will be. Fafana, Chilwell, Badiashile, Dasasi. You've got Mudryk, obviously. There's problems there with.
And you see this starting 11 as a Premier League title winning side? I
think they should be fighting for the Premier League 100% because that team's going to get a chance to be rotated with the quality they've got on the bench. You know, you've got Madueke, we've not mentioned there, that Arsenal may be in for as well. And Kunku, is he going to leave? Broya, Chukwuemeka, still available. Tyreek George, Andre Santos, sorry. They've got so many options. I think Gittins has been done as well, hasn't it? As well, from Dortmund. That's another attacking option. I just feel that pushing for a title, might not win the title, but a title race they should be in.
I just feel that they've done decent this season. They've won a trophy, top 4. Yeah. They may well win the Club World Cup. Could they have done really any more with 1 year of Enzo Maresca?
Oh yeah, I get that, but I'm looking at the coming season.
You're not giving them any more time.
No. That season's gone. Well done. Okay, you might win this Club World Cup. That can add to last season, but August, new season's here. Chelsea should be in a title race.
You mentioned Pedro Neto, didn't you? Yesterday, of course, the tragic news that Liverpool striker Diogo Jota had passed away at the age of 28. Chelsea winger Pedro Neto is, of course, a former teammate of Jota at Wolves. They're very, very, very good friends. Played together at Portugal in the national team as well. So Blues boss Enzo Maresca has been speaking to the media and said that Neto will not be forced to play in tonight's Club World Cup quarter-final if he doesn't want to.
It's completely Pedro's decision. I had a chat this morning with Pedro. We support him. Any decision he will take is the correct one, and we are going to support him in any case. So it doesn't matter if we'll be in the pitch or not tomorrow. We see how he is feeling tomorrow, but in any case, we're gonna support him.
Everybody will support the decision that Pedro Neto will make here.
100%.
I mean, what a situation to be in, going through something like this and then having to play or make that decision.
Yeah, I think if for me, and I'm sure Pedro Neto's the same, it would be, okay, I'm going, see you later sort of thing. You know, manager will understand, yep.
Going to his funeral.
And even if you haven't got to come back. It's like you see how much time you need. You can come back for the latter stages. If we get through the next game, no problem. But they were so close, played at Wolves together. You know, like he will be in such shock. We've seen the scenes with Jordan Henderson earlier at Anfield, and you just know what Neto's going through. You know what, Felix, João Felix as well, Portuguese teammate as well. Like it's hard to put into words what they're going through. They want to get themselves to Portugal, be there for the family of Jota, and then football doesn't matter. You know, if you're a friend, a teammate, family member of Jota, football does not matter. I'll be back when I'm ready, and I'm sure every manager will be on board with that for sure.
And that's the thing then with bereavement in sport. I guess sports people don't often get enough credit for what they have to like suit up and keep going, you know, sometimes for the team or for themselves, and sometimes it can be what they need to help them through. And then also, you know, he has to do what he has to do, you know, whatever's right for him.
100%. And I'm sure players like Neto, players like Felix, all of these players that are close to Jota, they want to be on the pitch to go and score for him.
Yeah.
They want to have his shirt underneath their top, and I want to be celebrating for him. So I'm sure Neto will miss this game if Chelsea qualify. He want to be back on there and scoring a goal for his close friend.
Incredibly emotional. Yeah. That was a look ahead to the FIFA Club World Cup with DAZN. You can watch every single game of the FIFA Club World Cup live and for free on DAZN, and you can sign up at DAZN.com.
FIFA Club World Cup Roundup on talkSPORT, presented by DAZN. Sign up now at DAZN.com to watch every game live and for free.
Chelsea fans, you've heard the thoughts of Gabby Agbonlahor. He's got no more patience with this team that you've got, with these signings that you've made. You've got to go and win this competition and hopefully challenge for the title next season. What does this competition mean to you? You've got to be in it to win it. 03717223344. Are you worried about how it could affect you next season? We're taking your calls soon. Go on, pick up, give us a bell. Bye-bye.
plays that villain role very well now. That's crying out for a little bit more attention. It comes with a lot of crazy people. I took it personally and it kind of made me rebel a bit more. To be honest, I don't really care anymore. I'm never going to change.
Afternoon, you're listening to Drive here on talkSPORT. It's Shebahn and for Andy, Gabby Agbonlahor and for Dad and Ben. We are here with Motorpoint. You can get thousands of cars, all at unbeatable prices guaranteed. Head to motorpoint.co.uk for details. I think I said goodbye going into the break. I was like, bye. 15 minutes up the road. Bye then. Take care of yourself. Bye, driver. Still to come for you in the show today. We'll have the latest from the Lionesses camp ahead of their first game at the Euros tomorrow. But just quickly for you, Arsenal defender Tomiyasu is leaving the club after mutually agreeing to terminate his contract. Gabs, how do you feel about that?
At times he was a good utility player. You know, he could help on that left back position. I remember one time when he played against Salah and done well, but injuries, it just makes sense. Arsenal need to get rid of him and get a squad player that is available, because injury prone players is the worst nightmare for clubs.
I actually feel so sorry for them though.
Yeah, it's hard. Like, nothing you can do sometimes.
I know.
But Luke Shaw, recent years, injuries all the time.
Kieran Tierney, what a player he is.
Yes.
I'm so glad he's back at Celtic, but what a player he is on his day, but just injuries sometimes.
Yeah. So Tomiyasu's got to get himself fit. I think he's out for 3-4 more months and then find a club afterwards.
Okay, good luck to Tomiyasu. Yes. Also, it's day 5 of Wimbledon. Watching for talkSPORT, it's Lisa O'Sullivan. Afternoon, Lisa.
Afternoon, Shebahn. You've got to pace yourself. We're watching Cam Norrie, though, put down the pedal because Matteo Bellucci was leading the first set before the former British number one powered through, took that set in the tie-break, 7-6. And since then, Bellucci's been trying to get coaching help from his team, waving his hands around a bit, but Norrie, with a break, leads 2-1 in the second. And I've got to mention what's happening on centre court, because this is where Emma Raducanu's going to play later today. Sonia Cartel, by the way, has booked her place in the last 16 for the first time, so we've got one British player already through. But Taylor Fritz is taking on Alejandro Davidovich Fokina, and Taylor Fritz has played every day of the tournament bar one, because both of his previous matches went to 5 sets. Both of them had to be finished the next day. He was 6-4, 6-3 and cruising in the third set. But that has now just gone the way of the Spaniards, so we're into a fourth. So it's going to be a bit of a wait before we see Emma Raducanu take on Aryna Sabalenka.
Looking forward to that one. Lisa O'Sullivan, thank you very much. Back with us a little bit later on with all the latest from Wimbledon, and also England currently taking on India in their second test of the summer. It's a belter that's going on just now. It's day 2. Our Sam Ellard is watching for talkSPORT. Samuel, hello.
Good afternoon, Shebahn. England 377 for 5, trailing by 210. Brooks got 157. Smith's got 161. This 6-figure partnership worth 293 runs. One big Abu Dhabi appeal for India after T. Brook trying to reverse sweep Washington Sundar. Hit him on the pad, given not out on field. India did review it. Ball was missing off stump. Brook then went on to make his 150, coming off 222 balls. His 5th score of 150 in Test match cricket. What a player, now averaging over 60. 80 overs completed. That means that India have taken the brand new shiny new ball. They'll be hoping for a little bit of movement, maybe a little bit of pace off the pitch, just something to assist the bowlers as they try and break this partnership. Crazy to think earlier this morning England were 84 for 5. They're now 378 for 5.
Lovely jubbly. Sammy, thank you very much. The Women's Euro is well underway. Can I get a hoo-hoo, Gabby?
I'm just looking forward to seeing the Lionesses play.
I know you are, buddy. Tomorrow.
After seeing Spain play last night, they were quality.
Unbelievable.
That's the standard. That's the team to beat for sure.
They're just another level. No. I don't know. I think the Lionesses might have an edge.
At times, Portugal just couldn't get out.
I know.
I was watching it. I was like, "There's no way out, guys. I'm sorry. You're stuck. No one to help.
I know.
There's no way out for them."
It was a tough night for them. Denmark just now are taking on Sweden. And the Women's Euro, 5 o'clock. That one's kicking off. Watching for talkSPORT is Emily Herbert. She has the team news for us. Emily, hello.
Hello. Yes, Denmark qualified automatically for Euro 2025, but they'll be looking to restore some pride really after a heavy 6-1 defeat to Sweden just last month. So captain and all-time leading goal scorer Pernille Harder starts tonight. She's joined in midfield by Everton's Karen Holmgaard, who comes in alongside her club teammate and twin sister Sarah Holmgaard. Sweden, meanwhile, had to come through the playoffs to book their place in Switzerland, but they remain strong contenders to go deep into the tournament. Stina Blackstenius, who netted a hat-trick against Denmark in that recent meeting and scored the winning goal in the Champions League final for Arsenal, leads the line. She's supported by Chelsea's WSL winner Johanna Rytting-Kaneryd and captain Kosovari Asllani, who helped London City Lionesses to promotion last season.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got Big McDonald's hunger? The new Big Arch is here. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Gabby's just requested ITV for the Denmark-Sweden game to go on the TV. Why is that, Gabs?
No reason. Two quality teams going at it. Bit of a derby game as well, isn't it?
Why do you keep pressing pause?
Not me, never.
This story's crazy. They've been covering it today. Spain winger Nico Williams has signed a 10-year contract with Athletic Bilbao. It's despite being linked with Barcelona this summer. His contract reportedly includes a release clause of €100 million. 10-year contract. 100 million to buy him out. That's crazy.
It's crazy, but wasn't it? Was it Cole Palmer 9 years?
Yeah.
Was it Haaland 9 years? Similar. So it's maybe the fashionable thing now to do, protect your asset. And I'm sure Nico Williams as well would want his club that he loves, if he's going to leave one day, could be next year, they get the right amount. I don't think 50 was the fair amount for what he's worth. Loves that club. It's known, isn't it? Atletico Bilbao. Their players don't want to leave. Zubamendi. Do you know what I mean? Like a great player's going to Arsenal from Sociedad as well. Some of these players don't really want to leave Spain. They want to stay there. Barcelona was on, but I heard from Fabrizio Romano that Barcelona couldn't guarantee registration. That's how crazy times are at Barcelona. A player isn't going to sign for you because he doesn't want to hang around and say, "Oh, can you register me or not?" "Oh, okay." So that was part of why that deal didn't go through.
You mentioned as well, like the players that want to stay there, you have to be from the Basque region, don't you, to play for this club, which I actually think is quite.
I like it.
It's quite romantic in a way that he's 22 now. He wants to commit there for 10 years, but the 100 million release clause is becoming almost a wee bit of the norm in football. Maybe in 3 years, 2 years, even somebody could come in and buy him out.
Someone could buy him this summer for 100 million because he's a top player. You watch the Euros. I mean, against England, he was outstanding, but all that Euros, he was just as good as Lamine Yamal. You know, he got the headlines, Yamal, but Williams, an outstanding player, been in great form for his club as well. I really, really like him. When I seen Arsenal in for him, I actually saw Villa were interested, and I was like, I don't think he's going to come to us with Arsenal and Barcelona in for him, but an outstanding talent.
Would you have signed a 10-year deal with Villa at the age of 22?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Because I think when you're from that area and you're from that city, you could ask the same about some of the Celtic players and Rangers players that are local over the years.
And they're few and far between now.
Yeah,
like, well, you look at the Lisbon Lions. That was all that radius around Parkhead. Like they don't happen like that.
And I feel like when you're from the city, you're like, oh, do I have to leave home? My friends and family are here. Do you know what I mean? You're lucky as a footballer sometimes to stay at the club that you're born in the city. How many jobs out there in the world do people have to move countries, move continents, move so far around to go and do their job. You get to stay where your family is. I'm sure he's absolutely buzzing.
Some people online saying it's shown a lack of ambition from Nico Williams.
Maybe he's ambitious with his club. Maybe he's thinking Bilbao done well in Europa League last season. Maybe he's thinking, you know what, they went out to Manchester United. We can go one better this year in Europe.
Okay. Still to come for you here on Drive. We're going to be joined by 1996 F1 World Champion Damon Hill.
Legend.
Gab's looking forward to that. But time now, no Googling. This week marks 7 years since England won a penalty shootout at the Men's World Cup for the first time in their history against Colombia in 2018. We want to know, can you name the 4 England players who scored their penalties that day? Gab's racking his wee brains.
When was it? 96?
Shootout in the Men's World Cup for the first time in the history against Colombia in 2018.
2018.
We want to know, can you name the 4 England players who scored their penalties that day? Get your thinking caps on. The answer's coming next on Drive.
As the football world continues to process the tragic death of Diogo Jota and his younger brother Andre Silva, tributes continue to pour in on talkSPORT as we honour and remember the life of Liverpool's lad from Portugal. Liverpool legend Mark Lawrenson's praised Jota's impact at Anfield.
I would call him a 100%er.
Yeah.
Which we used to do in our day. If you were a top player and, you know, the talk was about you, just go 100%er. No doubt about it. When you're in that dressing room, look around, you know, and you for a big game and you're looking at people you can count on. He was one of those.
Many fans want to see his number 20 shirt retired, and Lawrenson made his position clear on that matter.
I think that's a fantastic thing to honour somebody like him. Never ever been done before at Anfield. I'm sure they'll definitely do something like that, which will be very, very fitting.
Messages of love and support from all corners of the footballing world speak to the impact he had on his teammates. And the Daily Mail's Dom King says he had a special place in the heart of the Anfield faithful.
He had a song about he's the lad from Portugal, better than Figo, don't you know? Liverpool fans only make those songs for songs of that imagination and colour for the people, for the players that have got something about them and embody their very, very best characteristics.
Afternoon, you're listening to talkSPORT Drive. Shebahn and Gabby with you because Andy has gone to Cardiff for the Oasis reunion.
Oh, has he?
This is the opening night.
Must be nice.
Don't know where Benty is. I was really hoping he'd be here.
I reckon he's playing paddle somewhere.
Surprised you know with him.
In Glasgow. Opening up the paddle course in Glasgow somewhere.
Cutting the
With that
ribbons.
perfect weather they've got there. An outdoor court in Glasgow.
Paddle himself. He'll be paddling in the puddles up there. Still to come for you very soon. We're going to be joined by 1996 F1 World Champion Damon Hill. Very excited for that. But first, we asked you, and no Googling this week marks 7 years since England won a penalty shootout at the Men's World Cup for the first time in their history against Colombia in 2018. So we want to know, can you name the 4 England players who scored their penalties that day? Gabs?
I'm going to go with 2 that might surprise people. One might.
Yeah.
Harry Kane's 1.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Eric Dyer.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all I've got.
Fun.
Are those 2 right?
You are right. Well done.
No one would have got the Eric Dyer one. I'll tell you that now. No one would have got that. Other 2, Rooney?
Nope.
Okay, go on, you tell me.
Rashford and Trippier. So Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, Kieran Trippier and Dyer
I'm
all
buzzing
scored.
with Dyer, by the way. That's fantastic from me.
You've got to know that, surely.
Oh, how would I know that? No one would have got Eric Dyer.
2018?
Yeah, but no one would have said Eric Dyer defender. But I remember that penalty.
Do you remember who missed it?
Who missed the penalty?
Mm-hmm.
No. Who?
Jordan Henderson.
That was it.
He missed it. Right, we've had a wicket in the cricket. Sam Ellard with all the latest. Hi, Sam.
The 6-figure partnership, Shebahn, was worth 303 runs. India finally had broken it. England 387 for 6. Harry Brooks' remarkable innings of 158 comes to an end. The new ball has done the trick for India. Akashdeep gets the ball to pitch on a length and seam back into Brook and bowls him. Really, really good delivery from Akashdeep, who has his 3rd wicket of the innings. So Chris Woakes comes to the crease. Jamie Smith not out at 170. England 387 for 6, trailing by exactly 200 runs.
Cheers, Sam. Thank you very much. Now, this weekend marks the halfway point in the F1 season with the British Grand Prix taking place at Silverstone on Sunday. And ahead of that, we're delighted to be joined by a very special guest live here on Drive, a proper legend. 1996 F1 World Champion Damon Hill is with us. Good afternoon, Damon.
Good
How are you?
afternoon, Damon.
I'm very good, thanks. Yourself? How are you doing?
Yeah, very well. Whereabouts are you in the world?
Hey?
Where are you in the world just now?
Well, I'm glad you asked me. I'm actually in Dalston or Hackney or something like that, and I'm actually rehearsing for a gig we're doing on the Sunday after the Grand Prix, which is in honour of Eddie Jordan. So we're sort of resurrecting the Eddie Jordan band here, and so I haven't got a clue what's going on today. I was stuck in traffic, so don't ask me anything about what happened on Friday.
Okay, fair enough. Also, while we've got you as well, this new documentary's just come out as well, Damon, on Sky. I've been looking around at the reviews. I mean, it's been absolutely loved, saying it's emotional and it's such an incredible watch. How is it for you now it's out there and everybody gets to see it?
I'm really delighted. It's had really fantastic reviews, and people seem to think it's a very good documentary film, and it's been beautifully put together by Alex Holmes and Cinzia Baldassari. They've joint work, really, but Simon Lazenby, who I worked with for a long time at Sky, who is still working with Sky, it's his film production company, and it's a sport documentary, but it involves the story of my life and growing up with my dad and losing my dad, and it's a great story, and it's got a happy ending.
Good, nice.
Damon, I wanted to ask you about this weekend, the British Grand Prix. First of all, how big is it of a race?
It's massive.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah. I mean, I was up there earlier today, or yesterday as well, so I've never seen Silverstone looking so huge. I mean, the amount of interest in Formula One has just gone through the roof, and everyone wants to be part of it. Everyone wants to be in the show, and it's huge. And so I think Lando is very pumped up to win this one.
I've looked at Lewis Hamilton's record at Silverstone. He's won it a record 9 times, and Mercedes have won 9 of the last 12 Grand Prix. Do you give Mercedes a chance, and do you give Lewis Hamilton a chance this weekend?
Well, there's a chance of weather. I think Lewis was quickest in the FP1 when I last looked. But so Ferrari might have found a bit of pace. It's a different kind of circuit to the ones they've been going to recently. Silverstone is a very high speed, high demand, high load on the car circuit. So there's hardly any slow bits. And that will change the form. That will change the form book a little bit. But I think you're going to have to go some to beat the 2 McLarens this year, because they seem to have got everything they need. Everyone's trying to make upgrades, but they're also trying to build new cars for the following season, which is a completely new set of regulations. So everyone's up against it.
How much have you enjoyed Lando Norris and Piastri? Because the Canadian Grand Prix, when Norris went into the back of Piastri, as a fan of the Grand Prix and for Formula One, and watching the Grand Prix, I love watching them race. Even the Austrian Grand Prix last weekend, they're racing, they're going at it. How exciting is it watching them, Damon?
It's brilliant. It's classic F1. It's F1 how it should be. It's got 2 strong drivers, world-class champions. They've not actually been a champion yet, so they're fighting to become world champion for the first time. So it's a thrilling thing to have to watch, and they're really going at it in the best car. So we've got some racing to watch, which is really important.
We had Zach Brown, CEO of McLaren, on yesterday, and he actually was baffled at the stat of 2008 was the last time McLaren won at Silverstone. That was Lewis Hamilton driving as well. And he said how big this would be for McLaren to win. And also Lando Norris, it will be his first home Grand Prix if he won it. How exciting would that be for McLaren?
Well, they're a British team. They're based in the UK. So 9 out of the 10 teams are based here pretty much. And so it's a huge amount of, home support. And there'll be a lot of the people in the factory will be going to the race. If they're lucky, they'll have got tickets. And so it's important for the British teams, to do well. And McLaren particularly, if Zach has rebuilt this team and he's got a championship winning team in his hands, and it would be brilliant to get McLaren back up there. I mean, I'm an old Williams guy, obviously, so I'd like to see Williams do well. But you can't help but feel for positive things for McLaren. What they've done is incredible. And I only live down the road from Woking, so I'm sort of a secret McLaren fan.
Can I go back to your documentary as well? It's on Sky. It's called Hill. We'd spoken about kind of the emotions that went on in this documentary. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? You spoke about the relationship with your dad and what happened to him.
Yeah. So my father was he was a huge character, and he was really a superstar, global kind of character. He's the only guy to have won the Triple Crown, which is Indianapolis, Le Mans, and the World Championship, or Monaco, depending on what your argument is. But it doesn't matter, he won that as well. He won Monaco 5 times. And I grew up in that world of being around my dad. And then he unfortunately had his own race team, and he died in 1975, he was piloting the plane, and the plane went down, and they took 5 other members of the team with him in the accident. So the team was wiped out. So it's really, the story is about how we recovered as a family from that, and how I went on to inevitably become a racing driver myself. It's sort of almost, it's all sort of Greek kind of tragedy or whatever, comedy. I don't know, but there's a kind of inevitability about me going racing, and I did actually manage to make it to become world champion. So the story is really about the emotional journey, and also my family being involved in all of it as well.
Wow. And also as well, just it says here in some of our notes that the show offers as well more that other side, which we're seeing in like Drive to Survive. It's bringing in other audiences as well, and this has something different for not everybody. If you don't watch F1, what would that be?
Well, I think it is the emotions, the family, the pressures, and the other influences that make competing at the sharp end extra stressful. You know, I started quite late. I had a family already. The ideal thing would be to start when you're very young, not have children. But even Max Verstappen's a dad now, and he's been with his partner. He's been the kind of surrogate dad to her child as well. So you know, but most of them are young, don't have responsibilities, and can focus on their driving. But it is the Netflix, as you rightly say, has shown that there's political pressure. There's, you know, the pressure on the teams, the team bosses. They have to get performance. They have to get performance out of their drivers. So the Netflix series has really illuminated what is involved in becoming a top sports person, and also being in a team in a world like Formula One.
Well, are you going up to Silverstone this weekend, Gabs? Are you going to go? You going?
Oh yes, sorry, you're not talking to me.
No, Damon, are you going?
Of course I am, yeah. I'm actually doing Radio 5 live commentary tomorrow and on Sunday. So, yeah.
And that's all we've got time for, Damon.
Anyway, listen, I've got to go. The band is just come out. Where are you? So I've got to get back to the guitar.
All right, good luck with
Thank you,
recording.
Damon.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time
Legend,
to come
thank
on.
you.
Can't believe you just called out the enemy.
Oh, no. Do you think they dumped that part?
Yeah, no. Did you dump it? Look, I kept it. Love that from you. Absolute rogues.
It is exciting now, though, the Formula One, because it's just good to see the way McLaren drivers are driving. Norris and Piastri, they're going at it. Yes, it's unfortunate when Norris crashed into Piastri at the Canadian Grand Prix, but the Austrian one last weekend was that's how it should be, going for it, even if your teammates. Obviously, be safe, don't crash into each other, but going at it. And that's what's going to get fans to keep watching it.
Tell you what's going to bring the fans in as well.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt movie.
Have you watched it? I've heard the opposite.
Right.
I have to try it though. I'm going to watch it.
I'll see it because it's Brad Pitt anyway. All right, coming up next for you on Drive, we're going to be speaking about Birmingham soon. They're on a mad spending spree, aren't they? We'll talk about them. We want to hear from Birmingham fans, we want to hear from Chelsea fans as well. How much do you want to win the Club World Cup? What does it mean to you this season? 03717 22 3344. This is Drive.
plays that villain role very well now. That's crying out for a little bit more attention. It comes with a lot of crazy people. I took it personally and it kind of made me rebel a bit more. To be honest, I don't really care anymore. I'm never going to change.
Hello there, you're listening to Drive here on talkSPORT. Shebahn and Gabby here in for Andy and Benty. We're here with Motorpoint, new car with the same day drive away available in all cars, and you can book a test drive today. Coming up for you, we're going to be asking Gabby about Birmingham's latest spending spree. But just quickly, US President Donald Trump says he plans to host a UFC event at the White House next year. This guy, as part of America's 250th anniversary celebrations. What?
Someone else, isn't it? He's just having fun, isn't it?
A UFC event at the White House? I know I'd watch it.
Trump's just having vibes. He's just like, yeah, I'm president. Yeah, let me do this, let me do that, let me do this. Pardon that person, do this. He's just having fun.
Yeah, the guy does what he wants. Five-Man United players Anthony, Garnacho, Malacia, Rashford and Sancho have informed the club that they want to explore moves this summer. That feel right?
Oh, yes. Both parties. Club want them out, and I'm sure they want to leave as well.
Yeah, and it's day 5 of Wimbledon, of course. And watching for us now, talkSPORT, it's Lisa O'Sullivan. Hello, Lisa.
Hiya. Cam Norrie's just served himself into a 2-set lead in his third round match against Italy's Matteo Bellucci, 7-6, 6-4. The British former number 1 is in control of that one. Soné Cartel put herself into the 4th round at Wimbledon for the first time earlier today. And on centre court, finally, after 14 sets of tennis, Taylor Fritz, the men's number 5 seed, has put himself into the last 16. The physio had to come out twice to strap his blistered feet. He got over the line 6-4, 6-3, 6-7, 6-1 against Alejandro Davidovich Fokina.
Lovely stuff, Lisa O'Sullivan. By the way, Soné Cartel, that woman is a specimen. She's built like you. She's so strong.
That muscular.
Just that muscular, toned.
She's got a six-pack as well. Wow.
Six-pack of tenants. Right now it's time to get the latest from Switzerland with our friends at McDonald's.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. The new and iconic Big Arch has landed at McDonald's, featuring an unbeatable lineup of juicy beef, cheddar cheese, and its very own signature sauce. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
So the Euros are officially underway. England and Wales get their campaign started tomorrow. Wales have former winners before the Lionesses, the Netherlands, and England are up against France. A reminder, talkSPORT brings you live commentary of every single home nations game. England boss Sarina Wiegman has been speaking to talkSPORT ahead of the opening game, and she was asked what she wants to see from her side tomorrow.
Our game plan and what we want to do, going out there and execute our game plan and play at our best, being the hard-working team, the best bonded team and the best prepared team, and if necessary, of course, then we can tweak with the players we have. And I hope we can play with freedom and just go out there and show our best.
This woman knows how to win the Euros. She's done it with the Netherlands, she's done it with England, and looking to retain. Somebody who's out there for us is talkSPORT's reporter Courtney Sweetman-Kirk. Courtney, how you doing? You've been in camp. What's the vibes like? Is everybody up for it?
Good afternoon, Courtney.
Yeah, afternoon both. Yeah, look, the camp seems in good spirits. Everyone I've spoke to, it was, as you rightly mentioned earlier, Serena Wiegman and Leah Williams. Some today, whether it be Chloe Kelly, Esme Morgan, they all seem very excited now, especially, obviously, the closer we get. I said to both of them, it's a little bit like Christmas Eve, isn't it? The start of a major tournament. So, yeah, the camp are happy, excited, but also looking quite calm to me as well.
I mean, I'm up for it, Gabs. I mean, you're an England fan. I think they can retain, but the competition is tough. Not to mention their group: Netherlands, France, and Wales.
Yes.
There's 3 potential finalists in that group, and the competition.
Wales would be easy, wouldn't it?
Huh?
Wales game would be easy.
I wouldn't. Courtney, would you underestimate the Welsh? I mean, I just think they're stepping up to the big stage. There's no pressure on them. I think they'll make it difficult for teams.
Yeah, I think they'll make it difficult. And the thing that I thought about in terms of the last game being against England, I think that could be, a massive tie in terms of if England don't win the first 2 games, or they need a result, for example, against Wales to get through that little sort of home nations rivalry. If Wales have got an opportunity to really upset the party and somehow stop England qualifying, then they could well do that, upset the party, put 11 behind the ball. And look, for me, and I think there's no bones about it, player for player in terms of against every other team in that group, they're not better, but what Wales have got, and they've always thrived off, is that togetherness. The fact that now, obviously, the likes of Sophie Ingle, Jess Fislock, it's a massive opportunity for them to play for Wales, the first major tournament for the country. So, look, there's a lot of, I think, stories in and around that Wales camp, and it, as I say, it could make it for a very interesting game when we go to St Gallen.
Courtney, we know in these tournaments you have to concentrate on yourself and get over the line in your games and get through the group first. But do you think the players would have last night been watching Spain, Portugal? Because I watched it at home and they're a special team, aren't they, Spain?
Yeah, extremely special. But I don't think, to be honest, anyone that watched that game was probably surprised.
No.
2 reasons. For one, how good Spain are, but equally we saw England demolish Portugal at Wembley not too long ago in the Nations League. So I think, between that wasn't a surprise. But you're right, Gabby. Look, in a major tournament, you've got to keep your eyes on yourself. One, you've got to get out the group to start with, and then you can't look too forward too quickly. It depends how it falls, where England obviously come out the group, but there could be a point where they play Germany in the quarterfinals, which is tough as it is. So looking forward to Spain is definitely too far forward for my liking. They know what Spain are about. They've faced them in the World Cup final. They know just how good they are.
Yeah, and France is a tough one, a tough opener for them as well. And France kind of need to start living up to the reputation that they've got, because the last couple of majors for them hasn't been all that great. Courtney Sweetman-Kirk, our reporter in camp, thank you so much. We'll speak to you again soon.
See you soon, both.
Bye. That was a look ahead, all thanks to McDonald's.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. The new and iconic Big Arch has landed at McDonald's, featuring an unbeatable lineup of juicy beef, cheddar cheese, and its very own signature sauce. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Gabs, I just wanted to read this before we move on, just on the subject of women's football and what's happened yesterday, the sad news of Diogo Jota.
Yes.
I just wanted to mention from the community of women's football last year, he did the International Women's Day piece with Leanne Kiernan, who plays at Liverpool. She's the Republic of Ireland international. I spoke to her yesterday. She's just absolutely heartbroken.
Yes.
And he sat alongside her to do the International Women's Day piece to say that his little daughter, who in those pictures on their wedding day, just the cutest little thing,
adorable,
how his daughter would have these role models at Liverpool women to look up for, to the likes of Marta, to Serena Williams. He always believed in the opportunity inequality, and that's something we haven't really heard about in the last couple of days. And there was a young Liverpool fan who apparently was being picked on at school because she loves women's football, and Diogo Jota saw her and spoke to her and said, keep going, that's exactly what I would say to my little girl. And I just think this guy is just an all-round just
everything you're hearing about him is positive, isn't it?
Everything.
Just the nicest person off the field, teammates, I've seen what and Andrew Robinson said about him. How the whole squad loved him. So still kind of in process what happened, to be honest.
Unbelievable. May he rest in peace. Okay, we're going to be speaking later on about Diogo Jota. The tributes continue. We're going to go back to the cricket now. I believe there's been a wicket, Sam Ellard?
Yeah, 2 quick wickets for India with the new ball. England 395 for 7. Chris Woakes gone for 5, a 4 ball from Akashdeep, tempting the drive. Woakes obliged, tried to put the ball through the covers, took the outside edge though, and it was a good catch at first lit from Karen there. So 2 quick wickets for India. Jamie Smith though still with the crease on unbeaten on 173. England 395 for 7, trailing by 192.
Thank you, Sammy. You're listening to Drive. Coming up next, we're going to talk about Birmingham. As the football world continues to process the tragic death of Diogo Jota and his younger brother Andre Silva, tributes continue to pour in on talkSPORT as we honour and remember the life of Liverpool's lad from Portugal. Liverpool legend Mark Lawrenson's praised Jota's impact at Anfield.
I would call him a 100%er.
Yeah.
Which we used to do in our day. If you were a top player and, you know, the talk was about you, just go 100%er. No doubt about it. When you're in that dressing room, look around, you know, and you for a big game, and you're looking at people you can count on. He was one of those.
Many fans want to see his number 20 shirt retired, and Lawrenson made his position clear on that matter.
I think that's a fantastic thing to honour somebody like him. Never ever been done before at Anfield. I'm sure they'll definitely do something like that, which will be very, very fitting.
Messages of love and support from all corners of the footballing world speak to the impact he had on his teammates. And the Daily Mail's Dom King says he had a special place in the heart of the Anfield faithful.
He had a song about he's the lad from Portugal, better than Figo, don't you know? Liverpool fans only make those songs for songs of that imagination and colour for the people, for the players that have got something about them, and he embodied their very, very best characteristics.
Jota and his brother Andre's funeral will take place in Portugal tomorrow morning. Elsewhere, as Owen Farrell makes his return to the Lions tour, his former Saracens teammate Jim Hamilton's told talkSPORT he's a much-needed addition to his dad's squad.
I think there's one thing that I've seen with the British and Irish Lions, and I don't want to use the word soft, but I'd say there's a niceness around this squad. And you think you've had the great Lawrence in the studio before, and you think of the icons like Martin Johnson and Johnny Wilkinson, like born leaders at the very highest level. And I think when I've seen the Lions, they're maybe lacking a little bit of leadership. In Owen Farrell, you get everything, but you get leadership on top. Yeah.
Remember, talkSPORT's the only place you can listen to the Lions tour on national radio, where we're bringing you live coverage of their game against Waratahs tomorrow morning.
Hello there, how you doing today? You're listening to Drive here on talkSPORT. Shebahn in for Andy Goldstein. He's rocking his mod hair and off to Oasis today at Cardiff. And Gabby Agbonlahor in for Darren Bent. He's probably playing paddle somewhere as well. Still to come for you, our chief football correspondent Alex Crook will take us through all of the latest transfer rumours. But first, Moneybags Birmingham City are busy in the transfer market yet again.
Birmingham City have been promoted to the Championship for the first time of asking. They've done it with 6 games to spare. Bravo.
Birmingham's wage bill 3 times what Wrexham's is. That gives you an idea. I'm not saying, they've done fantastic. Listen, they basically bought
the
League
league,
One.
yes. For Birmingham City, winning League One, obviously getting promoted. I don't want us doing open top buses for League One.
Well done on having the biggest wage bill in League One.
I wonder how Birmingham managed to persuade those players to stay at the football club, whether money had anything to do with that persuasion or whether they're interested in the project, I don't know.
This feels all kinds of salty. Listening to that package there from our talkSPORT contributors. Yes, Birmingham have been busy in the market yet again ahead of the return to the champ. So today they've confirmed the signing of fullback Bright Osayi Samuel on a 3-year deal following the conclusion of his contract at Fenerbahce. He becomes their 4th signing this week following the arrivals of Damari Gray, Tommy Doyle and James Beadle. Gabs, they're out to spend the cash. I mean, surely they're looking and going, we're only going one way this season.
By the way they're spending, and yeah, they're not spent crazy money, but the loans, maybe loan fees they've spent, and maybe the wages they're going to be giving out to some of these players, you can tell that they're looking at promotion. They're not looking at, all right, let's have a little go at staying in the Championship this season, and next season we go for promotion. I'm sure the owners at Birmingham City, they want their team in the Premier League as soon as possible, and there's no reason why they can't. You look at Ipswich, back-to-back promotions into the Premier League from League One, so there's no reason why Birmingham City can't. And their team last season was probably a top 12 Championship team as well. They had some very good players. I remember watching the FA Cup game against Newcastle at St Andrews, and they gave them a good game, and Newcastle had some first team players out there. They've got a decent squad of players.
I feel like you've kind of changed your opinion, which is fine. That happens, but listening to that package, I'm like, oh, well done in being the most expensive.
It's because
team.
Adrian Durham was he's Peterborough, wasn't he? So he wasn't happy with Birmingham City. But no, good luck to them. Like I've said a million times, Shebahn, and Villa fans have had a go at me for it. I want them to come back to the Premier League. I really do. I enjoyed them getting relegated last season. I had a good old little party celebrating. It was funny.
That's what I was looking for.
I popped some champagne in the talkSPORT studios. It was a good laugh. But they're no good down there, a club like Birmingham City in League One. I'm glad they got promoted, and I want the local derbies in the Premier League.
So you want to support your rivals this season?
I do, yeah. I want them to do well. I want them to come up so that we can have some more fun times at St Andrews and at Villa Park, because I miss my home ground. Birmingham City was like my home stadium because I scored so many goals there. So I want to see the likes of Jacob Ramsey get to score in a derby game. Jack Grealish did it. I did it. It'd be nice for Jacob Ramsey, local lads, to go and have some fun there as well.
So if Birmingham are winning games on the trot, you'll be pumped for them?
100%. I'm happy for them. Get back to the Premier League. Let's get some big derby games. It's good for the city as well. The city that I love, Shebahn.
Is it? Is it not? Football fans, do you support your rivals?
Rangers? Would you want Rangers down there in the dumps? Would you? You wouldn't want them?
Yes, no.
You wouldn't miss being able to go to the Old Firm games. I went to the one last September and I loved the atmosphere. I certainly
do not hope that they win.
But you'd hope they stayed in the SPL so you can get them games, no?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you love a derby day, like you love an Old Firm, yes, but I certainly wouldn't be supporting them along the way to see them back up there.
But if you ask Villa fans, you can ask Villa fans this question, Birmingham City fans, they will probably say, you know what, yeah, I don't want my rivals to do well, but you know what, I miss the derby games. All the Villa fans that have been to the ones, even the one at Villa Park where Dion Dublin threw his head on Robbie Savage, I was there that day. Villa fans would have been there and still remember it, of like that intensity, that hatred of that game. They want to see back.
It's like Newcastle fans, I guess. They want to see Sunderland back up. Like they get that experience of a good old.
Look at the West Brom Wolves game was in the cup last year, and that was like a bit chaotic. It kicked off, didn't it, in the crowd? You know, like, fans want them like high energy, high reward games where you hate your rival that much. That's what derby games are about. And for me, being in that stadium at Celtic Park for the Glasgow derby, Old Firm derby, whatever you want to call it, I could feel it in there. I can't lose this game. We cannot lose this game. So I hope Birmingham City do well. And the players they're getting in, Tommy Doyle, very good player.
Right, go
He's
on.
at Man City, wasn't he? He's on loan from Wolves. Beadle, very good goalkeeper. Yes, he's got a mistake in him, but top-class goalkeeper. Damari Gray, you know, he spent a number of years there early on in his career at Birmingham City. For them to get him from Al Ettifaq, they must be offering very good wages to get him over the line. So they're spending money, and I'm sure this is what the owners want.
Are you saying this out of the hope that it won't work in their favour this
I've got
season?
something in my back. Someone's in my back with a pen.
Birmingham fans,
Reverse psychology.
Yeah, I think that's what he's doing, to be fair. But do you not feel you're putting yourself under pressure here, like to make sure that you're the ones to go up?
They have to go up now. What they're spending, and this will continue. I seen something earlier. They're signing a player a day. So the way they're signing, the caliber of player they're signing, top players, especially for the championship.
Championship's a nightmare, though.
I know.
Like, you can't expect to walk the championship.
No, I don't think they'd walk it, but they'd look at the squad of players they've already got. Got some good players, May, Stansfield. You know, they've got a quality. I don't know any more of their players. I don't look that far down.
There's the new guys. There's Damari Gray, Tommy Doyle, James Beadle. James Beadle's the under-21 keeper, right?
What league was that they were in last year? 1 second. We go past this sheet. This next sheet was League 1. Okay, got it. No, but they've got a very good squad of players that, without any more additions, this transfer window would have held their own for me in the Championship. And their owners are probably saying, you know what, we want to go for promotion. Let's go and spend some money and bring in some better quality players.
Tom Brady effect as well.
Of course. Attendances.
They're not in it. They're not putting their cash into this for a little float about there.
And they got 111 points. That was a record, wasn't it, last season for League One? Outstanding achievement. And Tom Brady's not getting involved with something. He's a winner. He's going to want to...
What are you doing? You're not being genuine. No, it's just like the least chatting, mate. I know you.
I'm being genuine.
I really want them to do well.
I do.
I
want them to do well.
Okay, I want Rangers to do well this season then.
I'll believe you.
03717 223344. Birmingham, have you put a bit of a target on your back then this season? Do you have to win the Championship? Are you under pressure now to win it? And 81089, do you ever think it's okay to support a rival? Gabby, Villa Gabby, is supporting Birmingham this season.
Yeah.
You're weirdo.
Sorry, it is what it is.
You will be sorry. You will be sorry if they go out and start beating Villa.
Can't be banned from Birmingham as well. I'll have to go abroad. I'll be in Mallorca. Working
You're an absolute
working from Mallorca. I'm banned from everywhere else.
Imagine you next season, Premier League.
I'd love that.
Games at
I don't think I'll be able to.
Birmingham fans.
I don't think I'll be welcome though.
At St Andrews?
No, I don't. Even if I got to work with talkSPORT or any TV, I wouldn't be welcome. I don't think so.
Even now, how you're being so supportive of them this season,
It's what I'm trying to work my way around. I might have a gig. I might have a gig available. That
what would happen if you went there? Would it genuinely get a bit messy?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'll have to get some of the lads with me, wouldn't I? Take some of my mates with me.
Some of your heavies. 03717 223344. Birmingham fans, do you have to win the league? Do you have to win the Championship and go up next season? Also, 81089 or 03717 223344. Do you want to see your rivals succeed? This is Drive on talkSPORT.
villain role very well now. It's crying out for a little bit more attention. It comes with a lot of crazy people. I took it personally and it kind of made me rebel a bit more. To be honest, I don't really care anymore. I'm never going to change.
How are you getting on this Friday? You're listening to Drive on talkSPORT. It's Shebs and Gabs with you until 7 o'clock with Motorpoint. Thousands of cars, all at unbeatable prices guaranteed. You can head to motorpoint.co.uk for more details. Everybody seeing through you, Gabs?
Why though?
Hold on, just some of these texts. Good afternoon. Has Gabby had a personality transplant? We all know he really wants Birmingham to suffer. That's from Ash, the Newcastle fan. He's even in on your nonsense. Where's the real Gabby? That's from Sean the Blue Nose in Solihull. Yeah, I'm with you, Sean.
So
He's
you can't just be a nice guy for once.
No, not when you've already chucked it the way you have.
No, but you understand my thoughts. If they was in the Premier League, I'd be like, okay, I want to play them in the Premier League. I want them to struggle. I want them to do well when they come up. I want them to struggle if they get to the Premier League and be the whipping boys, of course. But I want them up so we can whip them. Is that fair? Is that more like it? Is that what you want?
Yeah,
is that what you want?
A bit of honesty.
You lot are funny. You lot are funny. Come on.
Still to come for you today. We're going to bring you the latest on Crystal Palace's European situation, but just quickly for you, Cardiff City owner Vincent Tan is set to reject a £40 million offer to buy the club made by a consortium led by Gareth Bale. It's the 5th day of Wimbledon. Watching for talkSPORT, Lisa O'Sullivan with the latest.
And Cam Norrie is serving for the match against Bellucci of Italy, 7-6, 6-4, 5-2. Currently love 40 though, so a little bit of work to do in this game. He will have another opportunity to serve it out. On centre court, Carlos Alcaraz has arrived. He's taking on Jan-Leonard Struff of Germany. They're just in the early exchanges there. We've already seen a brilliant win for the British number 3, Sonny Cartal. She is into the last 16 at Wimbledon for the first time.
Lisa, thank you. There's also been a wicket at Edgbaston. Sammy Allard is watching England versus India for talkSPORT.
Yeah, a short while ago, England with 387 for 5, the 6-wicket partnership worth over 300 runs. But India with a new ball have picked up 4 wickets for just 20 runs. Mohammad Siraj has a 5 for the 9th to fall. Josh Tongue, a 4-ball angling in, hit the batsman on the pad, out LBW. England 407 for 9. India looking for 1 more wicket. England trailing by 180 runs.
Cheers, buddy. Now Denmark are taking on Sweden in the Women's Euros. Watching for talkSPORT now for us is Emily Herbert. Emily.
Well, it's 0-0, 16 minutes in. There was a potential penalty for Denmark after Swedish striker Janogy appeared to handle the ball in the box. She was on her way down, possibly pushed by a Denmark defender in the build-up, and in the process caught her hand and harder on the way down. VAR took a look, but the referee waved it away. No penalty given. It would have been against the run of play too. Sweden have looked slick in attack so far, carrying on from where they left off in last month's 6-1 win over Denmark. 17 minutes played. It's Denmark 0, Sweden 0.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. The new Big Arch has landed at McDonald's with its very own signature sauce. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
So Newcastle, in other news, Gabby, have made an improved offer in the region for $55 million for Nottingham Forest Anthony Alanga. Newcastle yet to sign any players so far this summer window. Do you think Eddie Howe is getting a bit frustrated maybe with the lack of business?
I think he will be, because he knows the Champions League's going to be here before you know it. He knows that the standard in the Champions League. They want to have a good go, Newcastle. They're unfortunate. Last time they played in the Champions League, thought that PSG game wasn't fair. What happened to them in that? So he's looking at players like João Pedro they wanted, and it hasn't worked. And he's gone to Chelsea. Elanga they've been after, and Nottingham Forest keep rejecting fees. And Bumo they're after. He's looking at other options. The problem that Newcastle got, and maybe other clubs like Villa as well, is some of these players are going to want big, big money, and then you can't be giving them more than your Isaacs, your Guimiras, these players that have done it for you, Joe Linton, Gordon, these sort of stars, Livramento, who Man City want. He's going to want to be one of the highest paid as well. So this transfer works, Elanga, because I'm sure Elanga's not going to be asking for the 200 grand a week. I think he'll be asking for maybe like 120, something like that. I could imagine plucking numbers out the air there. But I really like Elanga. Last season he was outstanding.
So good, yeah.
Just what he offers. I mean, can you picture that Newcastle attack with Gordon off the left, Elanga off the right, Isaac, you've got Gamiris, Joe Linton, Tonali behind. It's up there like top 3 forward lines and midfield lines in the Premier League, and Champions League will not want to play against that. You got Harvey Barnes as well to add competition off the wings as well. So I think it's a great signing, and you know what you're getting with Elanga.
And you think he will improve Newcastle?
100%. Some of his performances last season, he was frightening. Pace, skill, starting to add goals and assists to his game last season as well. And like, he probably was top 3 fastest players in the Premier League last season.
Yeah.
Some of the counter attacks he was running at. Imagine having that on the right, and you got Gordon speed, goals and assists off the other side, and Isaac. That'll be frightening, and I think that's a clever transfer.
Yeah, no, it is. It would be a good move for them. Forest fans, we got it.
You know what I say though? Forest. What does that say about Forest though? If I'm Forest, I'm like, get out of here. You're not having him. I don't care if he gives us 55, 60. He was a big part of our success last season. It's hard to replace him.
I mean, it'd be a good move for Elanga. You're right, though. It was a good side. It was a good front 3, wasn't it, at Forest last year?
Forest were fighting to get in the Champions League ahead of Newcastle for a lot of the season, and then they messed up near the end of the season. If they lose Elanga, obviously you've got Hudson-Odoi and you've got Morgan Gibbs-White still there, but that's a big chunk of their success last season, Elanga.
Okay, lots of you getting in touch, 81089. Gabby, you've spoken some rubbish in the past, but this is your best yet. That's from Carl, the Wales fan.
I'm just being honest.
You're not.
I am, honestly.
Why are you looking down when you say honestly?
I look down when you're lying. No, what I'm saying is, do I want Birmingham City to do well when they come to the Premier League? No. But do I want them to do well this season in Championship so they can come to the Premier League so we can play them?
Better them.
Because our record's so good against Birmingham City. It'd be a good 6 points guaranteed. Like Jacob Ramsey can experience what I have multiple times at that stadium. And Jack Grealish, luckily, enjoyed as well. Of course, them reasons are fair, are they not?
So Gabby is supporting his rivals this season to see them come up to the Premier League and see them
get beat and go back down.
And there you go. This is the true Gabby now starting to come out. We're taking your calls 03717223344. Is it okay to want your rivals to succeed? Neil, good afternoon to you. He's picked up the call. Neil,
good afternoon, Neil.
Do you accept Gabby's kind wishes for your club this season, Neil?
I was suitably reassured in the last couple of minutes that the mask has slipped, Gabby. Good afternoon. I get what he's saying, because with Villa being in Europe and going so well, it was becoming a dread. They were going to actually go all the way. I wanted them to do well for the city, but it was becoming a dread that they might actually win the thing again. And I remember 1982. So, no, it's fair play. I think it would be great for the city if Blues could get up. Not going to be easy this season at all. I think we had a great time last season, but it's going to be tough. Some good teams.
Is the pressure on, Neil, with the signings that you've been making, especially this week? It's one in. You know, is there a bit of pressure on you now?
Well, it's building pressure. It's like Barry Fridays, like one a week. But, no, it's and Gabby will probably remember that. But it is. I think there'll be an expectation on us. And my worry is we're not going to win every game like we did last year, and it's then how that pressure goes. You know, people will sort of get on top of things, and I hope no one panics. You know, for me, if we can get up, great. If we can push for the playoffs, that's probably more realistic, I think.
But Neil, it's been quite a number of years, hasn't it? A disappointment, you know, the ownership problems at the club, and it feels now. I've got friends, Birmingham City fans, and it's the club's in a good place, isn't it? The feel factor's better there, isn't it? Fans are more happy going to games and seeing their team get results.
It's brilliant. It's almost kind of a pinch me time, because it's gone from being so bad, and Gabby, you'll know, being in the city, just how bad and how rotten it was, to how good it is now. And we've done nothing yet, really. I think we've done what we expected to do last year, but it's going to be tough this year.
Absolutely.
You've got owners though that want to go. They want to go to the top, don't they? So that can only be positive as well.
I hope the bubble doesn't burst. But they've been amazing. And
Gabby hopes the bubble won't burst either, Neil. So, I mean, if not, you guys can get together and hug it out. Neil, thank you so much for your call today. 03717222344. Good afternoon, to Mike. Mike, what do you think? Do you ever want to see your rival succeed?
No, never. I'm for it. I'm Forest, and I was gutted Derby stayed up last year. I never want to play them again. We had too many years fighting them in the Championship. Like, I remember Forest and Notts County seemed worlds away. I'd never want to play them again. Don't want to draw them in the FA Cup. I know the Derby day's off the fixture list, but I'm not bothered. I love this distance we've got where Premier League, got, and I might get bitten in the future that can swing very quickly. But right now, I'm loving that they are miles away from us.
You want to enjoy like a tie in the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup against them and give them a good beating?
Yeah, true.
No, I liked it when they were in League One and they wouldn't even get to the third round. That was brilliant.
Mike,
you're savage, Mike.
I hate it when you sit on the fence on a Friday, Mike. Thank you so much for your call. You can keep these coming in. Do you ever support your rivals? 81089 03717 223344. Still to come for you in Drive. We're going to bring you the latest in Crystal Palace's European situation, but first it's time for this. No Lugaling. Two players share the record for the most own goals scored in a single Premier League season.
Frank Sinclair.
How would I know this? Hold on.
He used to score loads back in the day when I was younger.
No. Think again. So two players share the record for the most own goals scored in a single Premier League season. We want to know who those two players are.
Richards. I'm joking, Mike. I'm joking.
Oh, lots more to come. And the answer next on Drive.
As the football world continues to process the tragic death of Diogo Jota and his younger brother Andre Silva, tributes continue to pour in on talkSPORT as we honour and remember the life of Liverpool's lad from Portugal. Liverpool legend Mark Lawrenson's praised Jota's impact at Anfield.
I would call him a 100%er.
Yeah.
Which we used to do in our day. If you were a top player and, you know, the talk was about you, just go 100%er. No doubt about it. When you're in that dressing room, look around, you know, and you for a big game and you're looking at people you can count on. He was one of those.
Many fans want to see his number 20 shirt retired, and Lawrenson made his position clear on that matter.
I think that's a fantastic thing to honour somebody like him. Never ever been done before at Anfield. I'm sure they'll definitely do something like that, which will be very, very fitting.
Messages of love and support from all corners of the footballing world speak to the impact he had on his teammates. And the Daily Mail's Dom King says he had a special place in the heart of the Anfield faithful.
He had a song about he's the lad from Portugal, better than Figo, don't you know? Liverpool fans only make those songs for songs of that imagination and colour for the people, for the players that have got something about them, and he embodied their very, very best characteristics.
How are you getting on this Friday? You're listening to Drive here on talkSPORT. It's Shebahn and Gabby with you, in for Andy and Benty. Lots of you seen through Gabby's sentiments today. But Josh agrees with you. He says, as a Villa fan, I hope the Blues come up. I hope we give them a good old spanking and me and Gabby can have a few pints afterwards.
I'll meet you, mate. Let's go to Belfry, get ourselves to Broad Street and crack on.
That was from
all over it.
Gabby's mum.
Is that what the name was?
Still to come, we're going to bring you the latest, by the way, in Crystal Palace's European situation. Crookie is with us very, very soon. But first, it's no Googling. We asked you, the two players who share the record for the most own goals scored in a single Premier League season. That's got to be the worst record to have.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. What did I say? I said Richard Dunn.
Yep.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Frank Sinclair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
No,
it's not Richard Dunn either. It's Lewis Dunk and Martin Skirtle.
Oh, there's nothing worse than scoring on goal. You know what? It's not bad when you're a defender. It's when you're a striker and you're back for a corner and scoring on goal. You're like, I'm meant to be scoring goals. I'm scoring in the wrong net.
Would you rather score an own goal or miss a penalty in a final?
Oh, scoring on goal because I can make up for it. At least the penalty, it's over, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like that we thought that through. Okay, still to come. We're going to have some fun with the best of talkSPORT very, very soon, but it's time now for this.
By the way, do you two like haddock? Dinner, either swordfish and salad or steak and calamari. I actually had an ice cream outside the Trevi Fountain in Rome. I did have a burger today. You do tend to let it slip on a Sunday.
Cooking me off today, Alex!
The man who loves McDonald's more than me. Yes, it's ready, steady. Crook, where talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Crook talks us through some of the latest stories and rumours from the world of football. Have you had a boiger today, Crookie? Hello.
Look how tan he is.
You know, you look well. You look really well.
You've been away, Crookie?
Glow up.
I have been away, and no, I've not had a burger, but I am about to order a Chinese because it is Friday.
What do you get? What do you get for a Chinese on a Friday?
Well, the missus wants a crispy duck with the pancakes. I'm all about the chicken chow mein, and there might be a little chicken curry in there as well.
But you got to get the salt and pepper, or the salt and chilli, whatever you call it down here. Salt and pepper chips, salt and pepper prawn. Get in
all
my
over it.
belly.
Belly.
I'll give it a go.
Do it.
You deserve it, Crookie.
You'll thank us, Crookie. Right, what are we doing first? We're going to talk about Crystal Palace because they still wait to find out whether they're going to be playing in the Europa League next season. What's the current sitch, please, Crookie?
Yeah, I've got to say I feel really sorry for Crystal Palace fans at this stage, because they've waited a lifetime to see their team play in Europe. They were brilliant last season, winning the FA Cup, beating Manchester City in the final. The fact they still don't know whether they will be able to play in the Europa League, I think is a real failing on UEFA's part. There's been a lot of controversy about multi-club ownership. But if UEFA were to make an example of a club of the size and stature of Crystal Palace, when clearly bigger clubs around the world also have these multi-ownership models and haven't had an issue, I think it would be wrong, quite frankly. This all is based around John Textor, who was a shareholder in Crystal Palace without really having much of a say in the day-to-day running. The football club also owns Lyon. Lyon have been relegated to the French second division. They've appealed that decision. And I think basically Palace's future in Europe hinges on the outcome of that appeal, because if Lyon lose the appeal, they will voluntarily forfeit their place in the Europa League. And according to sources in France, that appeal could be heard as early as next week. If they win the appeal and find themselves back in the French First Division, then Palace could well be kicked out of Europe, because although John Textor has sold his shares in Palace to Woody Johnson, who's a big name in the world of American football, UEFA go back to March the 1st. That's the key date. And the fact that John Textor was still a shareholder, he owned about 46% of Palace on March the 1st, they would base their judgment around that. And as I say, I think it's frankly really unfair on Palace.
I totally agree, Crookie. And also, Crookie, how can they prepare for next season, not knowing if they're going to have European football? You want to bolster that squad, add more players. It's hard for the ownership, isn't it, there, and the manager and the CEO, whoever's in charge of bringing players in.
Yeah, and I think it's not just about adding players, but obviously the caveat and the carrot of playing in European football does help attract better players, but it's about keeping their star players as well. We know that Mark Gay is of interest to Liverpool in particular, and maybe Newcastle to a lesser extent. We know that Eberechi Eze is very high on the list of both Arsenal and Tottenham. Obviously, if Palace can say, look, stay here for another year, in Mark Gay's case, maybe let your contract run down, you're going to get a year playing in Europe. That's a chance to impress Thomas Tuchel ahead of the World Cup next summer. He's more likely to stay, I would suggest, if they are playing in the Europa League than if they're not.
Crookie, moving on now to my old club, Sheffield Wednesday. Alex, when I was 19, great club.
I never knew you played there, Gabs.
Yeah, I did, mate. I got 0 goals in 6, I think, mate. In a short-term loan, Crookie got sent straight back to Aston Villa reserves. Didn't work out well. But what's going on with these jokers that own the club? Because 6 of their players are reportedly handed in their notices now after their wages were not paid. It's a bit of a shambles, isn't it, Crookie? What's going on, mate?
Yeah, I think, again, this is a horrendous story as far as the fans of Sheffield Wednesday are concerned. I'm of the age where, for me, Sheffield Wednesday were one of the grand old clubs in English football. They were very much a stable diet when the Premier League first came into being in 1992. Yep. I heard Parler speaking this morning about the fact he won the FA Cup and the League Cup in the same season in 1993. You remember that Arsenal beat Sheffield Wednesday in both those finals. They had players like Chris Waddle. Trevor Francis was the manager. People like Benito Carboni as well.
Carlton Palmer.
They've been out.
Did he play for them as well? Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Obviously, they've been out of the Premier League for a long time now. But the way they're being run is a disgrace. Chansiri, the owner, I think is having some issues with his businesses that are affecting the amount of money he wants to put in to the football club. The players and non-playing staff as well have gone several months now without being paid on time. And under PFA rules, I think it's 3 months if you don't get your salary on time. 3 months in succession, you can hand in a transfer request, basically handing your notice and say you're leaving the football club. They can't train at their own training ground because he's not paid the bills for the building works. That's halted. There's no pre-season games lined up as far as I know. So it's an absolute mess for a great football club. And
it's a big club, Crookie. It's a big club in a championship. What's going on? This isn't like We're not talking about the National League here. This is like Sheffield Wednesday. Big fan base.
This is where I think the EFL need to get involved a bit earlier. I mean, we can debate the fit and proper persons test and if it's worth the paper it's written on, but we saw at Reading, another former Premier League side, the EFL, eventually forced Dai Yong, the owner there, to sell his shares, and they seem to have a much brighter future. I think it will come to that point for Sheffield Wednesday, but how much damage will be done? Will Sheffield Wednesday find themselves rooted to the foot of the Championship by the time comes? How many senior players will they have? And what I think is quite sinister here is that Chansiri has made a deliberate decision. He's paid a lot of the under-21 players on time because he sees them as sellable assets. The senior players who don't obviously have the ability to attract quite as much in terms of transfer fees, they've not been paid and they can leave the club. And I think that for me, that's self-sabotage.
Yeah, not a good look at all from Chansiri. Let's talk about the transfers as well. Well, we've got you, Crookie. Shall we start with your beloved Man United and these 5 United players who have looking to explore a move this summer?
Yeah, I think credit to Manchester United when it comes to Marcus Rashford, because I was on air with Sam Matterface and Troy this morning, and Rashford's camp were briefing that he was ready to return for pre-season training. He was going to give his all for Manchester United. He was 100% committed. And I made a joke. Is that really a story? Man is willing to go to work? Manchester United sources are now suggesting that those 5 players that you've mentioned, Alejandro Garnacho is obviously one of them, Tyrell Malacia, Jadon Sancho, who spent last season out on loan, Anthony as well, who I think is quite keen to join Real Betis on a permanent basis, and Rashford himself. They're going to be given longer over the course of this summer. They don't have to report for pre-season with the rest of their teammates on Monday in order to fix themselves up with a move. I think it's very unlikely at this stage that any of those 5 players will be going with United on their pre-season tour to America. And we know that Marcus Rashford's number 10 shirt, as we exclusively revealed on talkSPORT, is going to be given to Matheus Cunha, their new signing. But I think this is Manchester United trying to play hardball, making it clear to those 5 players they don't have a future at the football club. You've been there, Gabs, famous Aston Villa bomb squad. I remember, was it Alan Hutton, who was made to train with the reserves, eventually forced his way back into favour, but I don't necessarily see that Marcus Rashford is going to be able to do that.
No, I think all them players you mentioned there, Anthony, Garnacho, Malacia, Rashford and Sancho, they will all move, but it's when they move. It could be right at the end of the transfer window where the club maybe have to accept a lesser offer, Crookie. So it'd be interesting to see how that develops. But I want to ask you about Nottingham Forest selling Elanga to Newcastle, an improved bid of 55 million. I really like him, Crookie. Thought he was outstanding last season. Do you think that number's about right?
Seems to be the going rate, doesn't it, for a proven Premier League player? I think Forest want a deal in total worth in excess of £60 million. Manchester United have paid £62.5 million for Matheus Cunha. The final fee for Brian Mbeumo, who I still expect to be a United player, will be there or thereabouts as well. So Forest have looked at the market. They've looked at what Elanga did last year in terms of goals and assists, obviously helping them qualify for Europe, and said, look, if Cunha and Mbeumo are worth around £60 million, we want the same. This is a player that Eddie Howe has admired for a long time. We reported in the final hours of the winter transfer window they were trying to sign Anthony Elanga. I think it was probably too late in the day at that stage, but I do expect this deal to go through. Forest have already started to replenish their squad. I know they're very excited about the striker, Igor Jesus. They've got coming in from Botafogo, Cunha, a defender from the same club as well. So times have changed at Forest, but they've obviously decided that if they can get £60 million for Elanga, now is the time to cash in. A player I feel a little bit sorry for is Murphy at Newcastle, because obviously Elanga is a direct rival, that right wing position. He had a really good season, I thought, last year.
I think as well, the price is so high as well, maybe, Crookie, because of his age. You know, he's younger than Cunha. He's 23 years of age as well, and 11 assists, 6 goals, like he says. He is a proven Premier League player now, isn't he, Elanga?
He is, and actually, Brian Mbeumo was a Newcastle target. My understanding is that he had conversations with Newcastle and said, look, I only really want to go to Manchester United. And this sale of Elanga could help facilitate that deal, because Manchester United have a 20% sell-on clause. They're going to get in the region of £8 million, and that might just help them get the Mbeumo deal over the line.
And just quickly, Crookie, tell us about this Coney de Winter for Spurs fans. They'll be picking up their interest in this.
Yeah, I think they need to get a few signings through the door. They spoke to Angel Gomez, England midfielder. He's off to Marseille. They're obviously interested in Christian Norgard, who Thomas Frank, the new manager, knows well from Brentford. Looks like he will sign for Arsenal. They were also in the market for Eberechi Eze, but I think Arsenal is his preferred destination. So Thomas Frank is going to need backing in the market this summer, because if you think back to last season, a big complaint for Ange Postecoglou was that he struggled to balance the Premier League with the Europa League. Well, that's going to be even harder for this young Spurs squad with Champions League football. Coney de Winter, Genoa centre-back, valued around about 25 million euros. I think Tottenham are interested either if Christian Romero goes to Atletico Madrid and Diego Simeone is really keen to sign him, or if not, maybe as competition and cover for those two central defenders, because we do know that Van der Ven in particular is susceptible to injury. So, yeah, this is one that could well happen.
All right, Crookie, we'll let you go and enjoy your Friday Chinese.
Yes. Sweet and sour chicken, Cantonese style, Crookie.
Yeah, have a
all
salt,
over it,
salt
mate.
and pepper prawn from me, buddy.
You're adding to the bill here.
What you charge us, Crookie?
Well, you
It's
don't
easy
stop
for you, mate.
working, buddy, so, enjoy your Chinese when it comes. Have a good weekend. We'll hear
Top
from you
man,
soon.
Crookie.
Cheers, guys.
See you later.
You know, when Jamie's away this weekend on a stag, when he orders a Chinese, he gets like so many things from the menu as a spoonful, and it's just so wasted.
Do you know what my missus done last night? Guess what she did?
What'd she do?
Tried to make a homemade sweet and sour chicken, and I was eating it, and I was like, you know, when you need the water to like. Honestly, it was brutal.
Did you break up with her?
No, I said, listen, there's room where you can make it a bit better. It's your first try, but it was absolutely brutal. And just next time, let's not do that. Let's just order one. Okay.
Bet she's
thanks for trying.
Working on it just now.
Yeah, thanks for trying, but it was absolute disgrace.
Sometimes I do it the cheeky way, like I'll order something, spoon it out in a plate before he's home, and then he'll come in and I'll be out and let him plating up.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, did you make that? And I'm like, yeah,
of course I did.
Of course I did.
Homemade Chinese, difficult.
Homemade Chinese are hard to get right, but just ordered it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm hungry already. Right, coming up for you next on talkSPORT, we're going to do the best of talkSPORT. You're listening to Drive.
plays that villain role very well now. That's crying out for a little bit more attention. It comes with a lot of crazy people. I took it personally and it kind of made me rebel a bit more. To be honest, I don't really care anymore. I'm never going to change.
There, who's looking forward to getting a Chinese after that chat going into the break? I'm absolutely Hanky Marvin. You're listening to Drive here on talkSPORT. It's Shebahn, Aherne and Gabby, Agbonlahor and Motorpoint. New car with same day drive away, available on cars, and you can book a test drive today. Still to come for you here on Drive. We're going to be asking if the Lionesses can make it to back Euros wins, but just quickly, Chelsea are set to finalise the signing of Borussia Dortmund winger Jamie Gittins for around 48.5 million. Gabby, we chatted about this earlier.
Yeah, just as long as they get top 7, isn't it, Shebahn? That's all that matters. They can find another 12 players, but you know, they need time. 2034. Yeah, Chelsea still need time.
But they're not saying they've not ruled themselves out of anything.
I'm just saying the way people are talking. You know, in 10 years' time, yeah, you know, Chelsea still need time. Let's not rush the project.
If they still finish top 4 or top 3 next season, they've just won a trophy. They might win the Club World Cup. That's fine. I think that's still a step in the right direction.
No comment.
I don't think any teams at the top just now have the God-given right to win the Premier League title. Maybe apart from Liverpool.
I think Liverpool, Man City and Arsenal, definitely their squads. But I feel Chelsea now have created a squad of players that I'm looking at and they should be challenging.
So you see it, if they don't win the title next season, that would be a disappointment from Chelsea?
If it's not a title race.
Okay.
Not win the title. I get it, they won't win it, but they should be having a go. They shouldn't be happy, oh, top 4's okay. Come on, stop. Okay. Not about 100 players to choose out of.
Someone needs a holiday. Couldn't come quickly. Let's get this guy a taxi at Gatwick, shall we? Right, it's the 50 of Wimbledon. Watching for us here at talkSPORT. Lisa O'Sullivan with all the latest. Hello.
Yeah, Carlos Alcaraz is not hanging around on centre court. Took the first set against Jan-Lennard Struff in just over half an hour. 6-1, 1-all is the score on centre court. Once that match is completed, then Emma Raducanu can come out and complete the business against Arina Sabalenka. We've seen wins today for Sunay Kartal and for Cam Norrie. And Norrie's going to play the winner of the match that's over on court number 2. A bit of a South American feel, a real samba and carnival feel between Nicolas Jarry of Chile and João Fonseca of Brazil, the really talented teenager who put Jacob Fernley out in the first round. The Brazilian has just taken the third set, but it's Jarry who leads 2-1.
Thank you, Lisa. Sam Ellard also watching day 2 of England's second test against India. Sam, how's it looking now?
Yeah, the game is moving along at a rapid rate. India batting in the third innings of the game had 27 without loss. Jaiswal off to a quick start, 17 from 15. KO Royal has 9. Earlier on in the evening session, England eventually bowled out for 407. The innings equalled the record for the most ducks in a test innings. That's 6. 6 ducks in the innings. Yet England managed to make over 400 because 2 batsmen passed 150. Brooke made 158. Jamie Smith not out on 184. The 6-wicket partnership was worth 303 runs. The score going from 84 for 5 to 387 for 5. But then India with a new ball picked up 5 wickets for just 20 runs, bowling England out for 407. So after 2 innings, India have a lead of 180. That now is 207 because late on day 3, India back batting are 27 without loss.
Gabby, add up all those numbers, come back to me in 10 seconds with an answer. Also, Denmark taking on Sweden in the Women's Euros. Watching for us, Emily Herbert.
Well, it's 0-0 at the break. Sweden well on top, though, running rings around Denmark in that final third and really should be at least a goal up. There was a potential penalty check for Denmark after the ball hit the Swedish striker Janunki's hand in the box. VAR deemed it not strong enough, though, but it's been end-to-end. Denmark quick on that counter-attack, but at half-time, it's Denmark 0, Sweden 0.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got big McDonald's hunger? Order the iconic new Big Arch on the McDonald's app. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
And it's time now for this. Oh, what a banger this is. It's the best of talkSPORT, where we run you through some of the recent highlight moments from across talkSPORT and our sister stations. Let's start with Wednesday's Sports Bar, shall we? Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy, what a show it is. Over the past week, the boys will have well and truly been getting into the rugby spirit and picked a footballing British and Irish Lions 11. Let's have a listen and find out if they finished selecting their starting lineup yet.
How many have we got there from England?
Well, yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 7. Yeah.
Saka.
100% Saka. Yeah. Kane.
Kane's got to be up top.
So, yeah. On the
Palmer's got to be in there, mate.
Cole Palmer, number 10.
Well, he's got to be in the conversation, hasn't he?
He's in the convo. Yeah, Palmer. Yeah. Palmer.
Gordon on the left.
You reckon Gordon?
Yeah,
he's had a good season, Gordon. Yeah, Gordon. Right, yeah. Right, that's a team.
Excellent.
Yeah, good team.
What? Did you count it?
So it's 11, wasn't it?
It was 11?
Yes, 11 Englishmen. But I would put in McTominay for me.
I'd put in McTominay.
McTominay makes it.
Would you put in a case for McGinn anywhere?
McGinn's got a chance, definitely. But I'll put McTominay will be 100% in. And I think McGinn would be definitely close.
I know Pickford's been brilliant, right, for England, but I think Kelleher could give a go. Like to get an Irishman in there.
Totally agree. I'm mad at you about that. Kelleher, no problem with that.
It's a bit.
So say we got 3. What about Wales?
What about Brendan Johnson? Would he get in for Wales?
He's had a good season, didn't he?
Why not? Season?
Why not?
He wouldn't go in over Saka, would he?
No, you can put Saka on the opposite side or put Brendan Johnson on the left instead of Gordon.
Yeah, so it's
why
not just 9 Englishmen.
You've got to. Let's head over to this morning's breakfast show with Alan Brazil and Ray Parler. Let's have a listen to the boys having a very serious debate on national radio.
Jaffa Cake?
It's a clue.
I think it's a biscuit, mate.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a clue in what they're called. Jaffa Cake.
No, but a cake is a sponge or a...
well, it is quite spongy, isn't it, Jaffa Cake?
Yeah, but
they're not like you just ate. What did you have? Digestive?
Yeah.
Which is a bit more proper, harder.
Biscuit.
Yeah, biscuit. They're a lot more spongy, aren't they?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Honestly,
I don't eat them anyway, so I'm not really bothered with a biscuit or a cake.
You're only vices, peanuts.
I'm savoury, yeah. Like crisp and peanuts and all that sort of stuff.
Tell us, Shebahn, Jaffa Cake, is it a cake or biscuit?
Well, the clue's kind of in the title there, buddy, so... No, Gabby!
No, I was going to say.
No!
I'm going to go with what Alan says. You know why? Because every morning he's got biscuits next to him.
He does.
So he should know. I know you want to say he's cute, isn't he? He's got his biscuits with him. He's got his bourbon creams and his glass of water next to him.
Crumbs flying about everywhere. It is a cake. Full moon, half moon, total eclipse.
I do like Jaffa Cake. It's cold.
I know.
What's something, Shebahn, that's always on your shopping list whenever you pop into the shops?
Whispering Angel every single time.
Really?
Cannot live without it.
It's not a good sign, is it?
I know, but YOLO. For all the best bits of talkSPORT, you can download the talkSPORT Daily Podcast. Don't forget to download the talkSPORT app, and you can swipe between talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2 and all of our sister stations. You can also stream us on the YouTube channel and watch us on your smart TV. You're listening to Drive. We're building up to the British and Irish Lions in action again tomorrow on talkSPORT.
As the football world continues to process the tragic death of Diogo Jota and his younger brother Andre Silva, tributes continue to pour in on talkSPORT as we honour and remember the life of Liverpool's lad from Portugal. Liverpool legend Mark Lawrenson's praised Jota's impact at Anfield.
I would call him a 100%er.
Yeah.
Which we used to do in our day. If you were a top player and, you know, the talk was about you, just go 100%er. No doubt about it. When you're in that dressing room, look around, you know, and you for a big game and you're looking at people you can count on. He was one of those.
Many fans want to see his number 20 shirt retired, and Lawrenson made his position clear on that matter.
I think that's a fantastic thing to honour somebody like him. Never ever been done before at Anfield. I'm sure they'll definitely do something like that, which will be very, very fitting.
Messages of love and support from all corners of the footballing world speak to the impact he had on his teammates. And the Daily Mail's Dom King says he had a special place in the heart of the Anfield faithful.
He had a song about he's the lad from Portugal, better than Figo, don't you know? Liverpool fans only make those songs for songs of that imagination and colour for the people, for the players that have got something about them, and he embodied their very, very best characteristics.
Jota and his brother Andre's funeral will take place in Portugal tomorrow morning. Elsewhere, as Owen Farrell makes his return to the Lions tour, his former Saracens teammate Jim Hamilton's told talkSPORT he's a much-needed addition to his dad's squad.
I think there's one thing that I've seen with the British and Irish Lions, and I don't want to use the word soft, but I'd say there's a niceness around this squad. And you think you've had the great Lawrence Delalio in the studio before, and you think of the icons like Martin Johnson and Johnny Wilkinson, like born leaders at the very highest level. And I think when I've seen the Lions, they're maybe lacking a little bit of leadership. In Owen Farrell, you get everything, but you get leadership on top. Yeah.
Remember, talkSPORT's the only place you can listen to the Lions tour on national radio, where we're bringing you live coverage of their game against Waratahs tomorrow morning.
What's up? How are you getting along today? You're listening to Drive on talkSPORT. Shebahn in for Andy Goldstein, and Darren Bent has been covered by the one and only Gabby Agbonlahor, who's loving Birmingham in the Championship this season.
Come on, the Blues.
Up the Blues.
Up the Blues.
Still to come, we're going to be joined by former England prop Rocky Clark to chat about the British and Irish Lions. They're back in action tomorrow. But first, the Women's Euros is underway with England and Wales getting started tomorrow. And as ever, the talkSPORT network has you covered.
And the European Championships get underway. Right footed drive, hits the post, comes off the goalkeeper and in. Spectacular hit from Aherne.
Cuts back onto her right foot and finds the net. Vivian Miedema.
An opportunity around the goalkeeper, and it's in from Bob Marty.
Hooks up the cross and the header is in from Harder.
Into the penalty area. Gonzalez with the shot, past the goalkeeper and in. A lovely move by Spain.
His ball has fallen for Hegerberg in the penalty area. Plays it square. Friedemann and taps it in. 2 goals in quick succession for Norway.
And Eva Pyle there to gleefully tap home from inside the 6-yard box. Ritten Cannerin from the angle with the shot, and it flashes into the back of the net.
Opportunity for Russo inside the penalty area. Finds the corner. Alessia Russo for England.
So England under 21 lads just won back-to-back European Championships. Can the Lionesses do the same thing? If you're out and about and you're on a journey just now and it's safe to do so, you can give us a call 03717 22 33 Can the Lionesses win back-to-back Euros? If they do, with Serena Wiegman, Gabby, that'll mean she'll have won the last 3 European Championships.
So it would be an outstanding achievement. They've got the manager and they've got the players. Well, disappointing, wasn't it? Certain players that they've lost, pulling out. for different reasons before the tournament started.
How do you feel about the players who have withdrawn from the squad? Like, where are you at with that?
I think it's difficult, isn't it? Because, you know, some of the reasons might have been mental health reasons, and so it's hard to criticise for those reasons. Everyone's got different things going on in their lives where they've decided to pull out of a tournament. So I understand that, and maybe they'll come back in a year's time and say, yeah, they're ready to come back into the fold now. But it just gives other players a chance, doesn't it, to step up? You see it with in the men's tournaments over the years where players have missed out for injury and other players have stepped up and been some of the best players in tournaments. So I'm hoping that big characters as well, though, like Alicia Russo, I feel she's going to be key if England are going to go all the way.
That's the thing. I mean, Alessia Russo, Beth Mead, Leah Williamson, Chloe Kelly are 4 of the England players who just won the Champions League against Barcelona, and the fact that they've done it's crazy. You know, they couldn't, Barcelona couldn't handle them that day, and I think, well, that give them the edge if they are to meet Spain.
You know what I liked about watching that? You know what I liked about watching that game as well, that Champions League final, was how well Arsenal defended. They were throwing everything at them. Barcelona, it was like, you're not getting through. No, we've got this covered.
And that's the thing, no Melly Bright with all of her major tournament experience, you know, in the back line. I wonder if defensively they'll be missing a leader like Melly Bright.
I think they will, but like I said, it's a chance for someone else to step up. Who's going to step up and be that leader? Do you know, because you're representing your country here, going to be so many people watching, a chance to win back-to-back Euros. You know, like you said, doing the 21s have done it, but for the first team, women's England team to do that, outstanding achievement.
Yeah, incredible. We've got a wicket in the cricket. Sam Ellard is watching for us.
India 51 for 1. Yashasvi Jaiswal has gone for 28 runs. Josh Tong going around the wicket, getting the ball to angle back into the left hander. Look to work it leg side, hit him on the pad, out LBW. KRL not out on 22. India 51 for 1, leading by 231 runs.
Lovely stuff. Sam Ellard there. Yep, we're your home of the European Championships, live on the talkSPORT network tomorrow. So Wales face the Netherlands at 5 o'clock over on talkSPORT 2. This is Wales's first ever time on the major stage. What's that feeling like, that first time competing in a big game, Gibbs?
I think you could have nerves. You know, I'm sure those Welsh players, they're going to be thinking, I don't want to let my country down. I want to go out there and make all the people watching back in Wales, young girls that want to be footballers, will be watching. You know, and can I make them proud? Can I make your family proud out there? And go and have a go. I mean, watching the first game of the Euros, the players are having a go. You know what I mean? You might play against teams that are better than you. Even last night, Spain are a lot better than Portugal. But score was 5-0 in the end, but they put up a fight at times, Portugal, to stop it being a crazy score. So they've just got to go out there and do their best.
That's the thing with Wales. Like, I'm only just about over the heartbreak because they knocked out the Republic of Ireland, who my sister plays for, in that playoff game. And then at the same time, Rhian came in to take over the job, Rhian Wilkinson, and her job was to qualify for the Euros, but they've done it. You know, they've done it now, and there's no pressure. And the thing is, they're a decent side.
Yep, no pressure.
A really good side.
Find a way to get draws if you can, or sneak a win. Can you be annoying to play against? Can you be defensively, you know, in shape at times and frustrate teams and you could go on the counter-attack? That's what they've got to try and do against the better teams, because there is very good teams. Like you said, France, very good team. Netherlands, England, like, they're going to be tough games. They're not going to want to get embarrassed as well. That's the thing that comes into your mind as a player. I don't want to be in a team where there's goals going in every 5-6 minutes. You want to be, okay, let's frustrate teams. If we get more bodies behind the ball, you play 5 at the back even, 3 in the middle. I'm sure they'll have their tactics ready.
You can let us know, by the way, if you think the Lionesses can retain the title. What would that mean in your house? Is it something that's changed over the last few years? Are your wee ones into it? Are you more into it now than ever? 03717223344. You're the male feminist I never knew I needed in my life, Gab.
No, but luckily
your wee one watches and she loves her football.
But luckily, like, I'm involved with 2 other coaches at a team called Bolmere Falcons, and the girls, when I'm playing, when I'm coaching and we've got games against other teams, the standard coming through is top. We played in a tournament recently, last weekend, and some of the girls we were playing against, like, pace, skill, aggressive as well. The games were feisty, and there's a lot of quality footballers coming through, so it's going to get even bigger and bigger and better and better.
I asked this in the meeting earlier on because obviously I love women's football kind of thing, but I was saying, watching the Spain game last night, because they battered Portugal 5-0, but I was like, do you think it's a good standard?
Of course.
We had an honest conversation about this, and everyone in the room was like, yes, the standard is good. When you're watching Spain, they're elite.
100%. And the only problem I have is that when you watch a team like Spain, and you watch England and the Netherlands and France and Germany, but then you look at some of the other teams and you're like, oh, the scores could get to maybe 8-9-0 maybe you're playing in these teams. But that happens in the men's game as well. Yeah. How many times is there in World Cups and Euros where there's teams where they're going to get a good beating? So you're always going to get the elite teams. So yeah, I'm all for it. And just like I says, the standard of girls coming through at 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 is top.
Do you know what I love as well?
Yeah.
That there's no nonsense. There's no rolling about, feigning injury. Oh, look, I'm down again. Poor wee me. There's none of that. It's all like really solid stuff.
Some of the tackles I see on a Saturday morning, Shebahn, I'm like, oh, and like straight up.
Have you?
And you watch the same, you watch some of the men's football, and they're rolling around. Someone like Richarlison, you touch his toe and he's doing gambles in the air. So, like, yeah, it's in a good place, women's football.
Yeah, they get stuck in. Have you shared the video yet of your daughter on Saturday football?
Some of her tackles, honestly. She's a centre half, and because she's got a 17-year-old brother, she's 14, so she's been in the garden since a kid, and he's been kicking lumps out of her for 14 years in the garden. So she's strong, aggressive centre half, and she doesn't mess around. If she tackles you, you'll know about it.
Well, Lionesses going to retain. My money's on them, by the way.
Let's do it.
I think they'll do it again. I think they're a really good side. There's a player, by the way, she's come in as a forward. She's a striker for Arsenal. Her name's Michelle Adjumang, and she came on, got her debut for England in one of the Nations League games, and she scored in something like 60 seconds. If anything, touch wood, but a backup to Alessia Russo, somebody come on and try and win you a game. She'll be the player I think will just lead the way coming up in World Cups, etc.
Touch wood, injuries.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Suspension, injuries. It happens in tournaments, so you need good options to come off the bench.
Yeah, exactly that. So Wales, Netherlands, 5 o'clock tomorrow on talkSPORT 2, 8 o'clock here on talkSPORT. You can hear England's opener in the European Championships against France, who are also considered as favourites of the competition as well. So it's going to be a really good game. All you have to do is download the talkSPORT app. You can swipe between our sister station talkSPORT 2 and talkSPORT to get all of the action from the Women's Euros. And listen, keep it positive. If you want to phone up and talk about the England retaining the Women's Championships, 03717 223344. Did the ones in your house think it's going to happen? You can get in touch with Drive here on talkSPORT.
Plays that villain role very well now. That's crying out for a little bit more attention. It comes with a lot of crazy people. I took it personally and it kind of made me rebel a bit more. To be honest, I don't really care anymore. I'm never going to change.
Hello there, how are you doing this Friday? You're listening to Drive on talkSPORT. It's Shebahn and Gabby in for Andy and Benty with Motorpoint. Thousands of cars, all at unbeatable prices, guaranteed. All you have to do is head to motorpoint.co.uk for details. That's the door closed. Gabby's back.
Sorry.
Still to come, we're going to hear from England's Leah Williamson ahead of the opening game at the Euros this weekend. England take on France, live here on talkSPORT. Just quickly for you, Brentford are refusing to lower their asking price of at least £63 million for Brian Mbeumo.
Should be 80.
If a deal cannot be agreed with Manchester United, they will expect the forward to report for pre-season training on Monday. See when all of these rumours are going around and you're linked to clubs and it doesn't happen.
Don't care.
Must be so deflating.
Yeah, but if I'm Brentford, I'm like, we know what we've got here. We've got an asset, a top player. Give us what we want, or clear off. It's quite simple, isn't it?
Yeah, no, they've got it.
Man United, like. You get rid of Garnacho, Rashford, Anthony, get some money for these players, and then come back. Let's have a chat.
How's this deal not over the line though, Gabs?
Because Man United are probably being stubborn and saying, you're going on to this sort of amount, and he's going to want this wages, the whole package is going to be... So that's what's happening. But if you're Brentford, okay, you want my player, that's what it costs. Not 60, 63. Not 59, 60, not 62, 63.
But would they accept 60?
Comprende?
It's yes, sir.
Yeah, it's not hard, is it?
You'd accept.
He's a top player.
It's just insane.
20 Premier League goals last season. Like they're getting a player that's costing the same amount as Cunha.
And Premier League proven as well. That's what Man United need. Just get things 100%. Moving again.
Spend you're wasting time because you've got a chance now to spend 5 weeks with him before the season starts, pre-season. You're wasting time here.
By the way, I'm into that Ollie Watkins chat. I like that.
Pardon?
I like that Ollie Watkins to Man United chat.
Don't remember it. You spoke about that.
I'm sure you don't.
What chat's that?
Just the one yesterday when you were saying it's a step down.
Don't remember.
Right, okay, that's fine. Just put it out your head then, it's fine.
So I've got to go and see a friend in Manchester next week, so...
Okay, it's day 5 of Wimbledon, watching for talkSPORT. Lisa Sullivan with all the latest.
Well, Jan-Lennard Struff had not read the game plan that I had for the match that's on centre court at the moment. Carlos Alcaraz took the first set 6-1, but the German took the second set 6-3. So we're into a third. We'll definitely play 4, which means that the wait will go on for Emma Raducanu to take on Arina Sabalenka. That will be the last match of the day over on centre court. It's already been a good day for the Brits, both Cameron Norrie and Sine Carcel booking their places in the last 14. And it will be Nicolas Jarry or João Fonseca that Norrie will play. That one is also in a 4th set. Jarry leading 2-1.
Cheers, Lisa. Thank you very much. Denmark taking on Sweden in the Women's Euros. Watching for us, Emily Herbert with all the latest here in this game.
And Sweden finally have the opener. It's Denmark 0, Sweden 1. Filippa Angadal with the goal. It's a low, powerful, driven shot into the bottom corner. A perfect pass from their captain Aslani to set it up, and it's deserved. They've been well on top in this game. 60 minutes in, Denmark 0, Sweden 1.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. The new Big Arch has landed at McDonald's with its very own signature sauce. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
What are you smiling at over there?
Nothing at all. Can't repeat.
Someone text you?
No, just something funny.
Okay.
I thought I'll save it.
You little weasel.
Yeah,
right, the British and Irish Lions action continues, coming thick and fast. That they've got the New South Wales Waratahs tomorrow, and it's exclusively easy for me to say for you here on talkSPORT.
Here we go then, one of the iconic venues, one of the iconic games. Crosses for 22, he's going for the right-hand corner and will score!
Games are coming thick and fast, 3 games in 8 days, and it keeps on rolling after that.
This is the tour now, it's not yet to come. This is it now, this is the present.
Quickly away by Mitchell once again. Moore gets through and will score!
Tagburn, he's as honoured and delighted.
Tagburn in that baby blue scrum cap, but a bright red shirt.
Never expect to play for the Lions, never mind captain them, so it's a massive honour.
This is what the greatest strike we have ever seen at the SFS.
The Waratahs from behind their own try line.
This is a test match really for us, so we're just going to have to up our intensity and go after them.
This is the exciting part of the tour for us. This is proper touring, isn't it?
Oh yeah, we're underway, baby. It feels like it really got going in Brisbane on Wednesday. They beat the Queensland Reds by a remarkable feat. Join us to look ahead to the next game against the Waratahs is the absolute legend, former England prop, Rocky Clark. How are you, Rocky?
Good afternoon, Rocky.
Yeah, rocking and rolling, thanks, team. How are you guys?
You put the rock in Rocky.
Well, there's an argument for it, but yeah, but certainly... like to give a rock star preview, of course.
I'm sure you do. Listen, I'm loving it. I'm loving it so far. But we have to start with another injury. And the way that this happened as well, Rocky, Elliot Daly wasn't supposed to be playing. And then Keenan ended up taking unwell. He had a bit of a stomach bug or whatever it was going on. Elliot plays, and now he's done his arm. He's away home. And in comes the son of Andy, Owen Farrell. I mean, it's nothing but drama.
I know, and it is a show, certainly, and yeah, an absolute gutter for Elliot Daly. He's been in fine form, so really good. Arguably been putting his hand up for obviously a test spot, and then yeah, he comes in, does a job, and then hurts himself right towards the end, and yeah, a gutter for him. And then of course Farrell keeps it in the family, calls up his son, "What you doing over the next month, son? Get on a plane." So yeah, a bit of controversy with it, as obviously Daly covers 15-13 wing, and obviously Owen is a 10/12, so interesting, and yeah, there's a lot of debate about it, but we just wonder whether Andy wants some leadership and you know, an experienced head in there to sort of raise the standard, and obviously has lost a lot of experience with Daly going, so yeah, interesting to say the least.
Where do you stand with it, Rocky?
Well, it kind of depends on the reason. Now, the reason he's given is that he feels that 12 is a little bit vulnerable. They've got cover for 15. Obviously, they've got Kinghorn and Keenan back in this weekend, so two full-backs there. And then, so he's feeling that the centres can obviously cover 13, but 12 is a little bit light. So in reading between the lines, is it that they've lost a bit of... lacking a little bit of leadership, maybe. Itoji's very quiet, but obviously leads by example. So maybe Andy just feels they need that little bit more experience. And obviously this will be his 4th Lions tour, and he knows what he's doing, but he hasn't played rugby for a couple of months. So that's a big talking point.
I want to ask you, what do you think he's learnt, the manager Andy Farrell, from the last 2 games? And also, do you think he knows his starting team yet?
I think he's probably not far off. I think Jack Morgan certainly played very, very well, and the only Welsh player on tour, and getting player of the match. He's really put his hand up, and a few players. His Toji, was exceptional, and McCarthy the week before. So I think there's a few people sort of fighting their way into it, but I definitely think he's got the skeleton of the team, and he's learning areas that they still need to work on. Too many handling errors in that in the last game, so that I think they had 9 before half time or something like that. So they'll need to sort that, and then restarts and scrums are areas to improve. But he's also learned what a beautiful multi-layered attack he has, and he's getting his wingers coming in as first receiver, fly halves going on second or third pass, so they're getting that real width, and that's where they're going to want to be sort of testing that Wallabies defence. So yeah, there's lots of learning points in there, but certainly things still to improve on.
Rocky, just quickly, who are the absolute starters for you?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to go much further than Gibson Park. 9-10 partnership with Finn Russell has been absolutely sublime. And then the likes of Sheehan, I think, at hooker, probably a Sheehan, obviously a Toji. Interesting to see whether it'll be Chesham or McCarthy.
Chesham was good midweek. Row. He was just a good, strong player, isn't he? Very consistent as well. Okay, exactly. Rocky, good to have you with us as well. Yes. Looking forward to get more insight from you. And the British and Irish Lions, don't forget it's live. You hear exclusively tomorrow. The Lions against the Waratahs. All the build up from 10 on talkSPORT, and also the game kicking off at 11 o'clock. Still to come for you. European football expert Kevin Hatchard joins us for a bit of drive worldwide, but time now for no Googling. And following his latest call-up, Owen Farrell has become just the 5th player to feature in 4 or more Lion series. We want to know how many of the other 4 can you name?
0.
Gab's looking around.
0.
Just dropped something. I think, yeah. Do you know what? I think I'd be all right with this.
Yes.
I think I've just got a glimpse of the answers, but let me have another think.
Yeah, let me have a think.
So Owen Farrell's just got his 5th. He's the 5th player to get a call up for the 4th time or more of the Lions series. We want to know how many of the other 4 you can name. You listen to Drive on talkSPORT.
As the football world continues to process the tragic death of Diogo Jota and his younger brother Andre Silva, tributes continue to pour in on talkSPORT as we honour and remember the life of Liverpool's lad from Portugal. Liverpool legend Mark Lawrenson's praised Jota's impact at Anfield.
I would call him a 100%er.
Yeah.
Which we used to do in our day. If you were a top player and, you know, the talk was about you, just go 100%er. No doubt about it. When you're in that dressing room, look around, you know, and you for a big game and you're looking at people you can count on. He was one of those.
Many fans want to see his number 20 shirt retired, and Lawrenson made his position clear on that matter.
I think that's a fantastic thing to honour somebody like him. Never ever been done before at Anfield. I'm sure they'll definitely do something like that, which will be very, very fitting.
Messages of love and support from all corners of the footballing world speak to the impact he had on his teammates. And the Daily Mail's Dom King says he had a special place in the heart of the Anfield faithful.
He had a song about he's the lad from Portugal, better than Figo, don't you know? Liverpool fans only make those songs for songs of that imagination and colour for the people, for the players that have got something about them, and he embodied their very, very best characteristics.
How are you? You're listening to Drive here on talkSPORT. Still to come for you. European football expert Kevin Hatchard joins us for a bit of Drive worldwide. But we asked you just before the break. Following his latest call-up, Owen Farrell has become just the 5th player to feature in 4 or more Lions series. So we want to know how many of the other 4 you can name. Gabs.
No idea, Shebahn.
You said Jason Robinson.
Yes, that was a wild guess. I'm still watching him, by the way.
Was it 2 he got? He must have got 2 call-ups.
He was rapid, by the way.
I was with him the other night.
Was you?
Oh yeah, I was working at his foundation the other night in Harpenden. And do you know what's funny? Owen Farrell, I think, was meant to be popping along, and then Owen Farrell didn't turn up.
Oh.
So then the day later it was announced, he'd been get a call up. But what a lovely night that was. And by the way, what an incredible human being Jason Robinson is.
Oh, yes.
Oh, what a legend. We need to get him on the show very, very soon.
Totally agree.
But the answer was Brian O'Driscoll. I got that one. Alan Wynne-Jones. I got that one. He was the captain last time around at the Lions. Willie John McBride.
Okay.
And Mike Gibson.
Okay.
That's the other one.
I'd have been a million miles off.
Yeah. Do you think you could fight them?
Yeah. Low blows.
Following us from 7 o'clock, by the way, Ollie Klink hosts the Transfer Insiders. He's got Rory Jennings alongside, and I'm sure Rory will be nice and keeping it
nice and chilled.
Nice and chilled, Rory. Looking forward to that. 7 o'clock tonight. It's also day 3 of the second test between England and India. Edgbaston watching for us. Sam Ellard with all the latest. Hello, Sam.
Hi, Shebahn. Day 3 comes to a close. Another crazy day of test match cricket. It started with England losing 2 wickets in 2 balls to find themselves 84 for 5. They then put on over 300 runs for the 6th wicket partnership to take the score to 387 for 5. 2 remarkable innings from Brooke and Smith. Brooke made 158. Jamie Smith at 7 finished not out on 184. But 387 for 5 became 407 all out. India took the new ball and then picked up the last 5 wickets for 20 runs. Mohammad Siraj, figures of 6 for 70. Jamie Smith not out on 184. India had a lead after 2 innings of 180 runs. They went to the close on day 3, 64 for 1. The one wicket to fall, Yashasvi Jaiswal out for 28. Josh Tongue trapping him LBW, the full ball around the wicket. So when India resumed tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock on day 4, KR Royal has 28 runs to his name. Karen Nair not out on 7. India 64 for 1, leading by 244 runs.
Lovely jubbly, Sam Ellard. Thank you for that. We'll see you back on talkSPORT again tomorrow with all the updates from Edgbaston. Let's do Drive Worldwide now. This is where we look at some of the biggest talking points from across the world of football. And joining us, the legend, European football expert, Kevin Hatchard. Good evening, Kevin. How are you doing?
Good evening, Kevin.
Yeah, very well. Thank you, guys. Very well.
Good. I mean, tough for you. I mean, you're a Liverpool fan, and just such tragic news yesterday. I know it's really raw and very emotional, but how are you doing?
I think it was just such a shock to the system. And I think you are just heartbroken for his family, who, of course, have lost 2 brothers at the same time, which is just an extraordinary, unimaginable loss. You think of his wife and obviously what she's going through now and will continue to go through, raising those kids without him. And I think the thing that has really hit home, actually, is the regard in which he was held, not as a footballer, but as a man and as a teammate and as somebody who really took time out for people. What struck me, one of the things that really struck me actually, was listening to the Portugal women's boss, Francisco Neto, talk about how genuinely engaged he was, not for show. He was genuinely engaged with the team, always kind of kept up to date with what they were doing and helped in any way he could. And I think that's the thing. If he leaves a legacy, it's about what he was like as a man, not just as a footballer. He was a phenomenal footballer. I mean, an incredible instinctive striker. We can see all that. We can see his achievements. We can see what a fighter he was. It wasn't a given that he was going to get to this level. And he was quite open about that and admitted that. And he really fought and he really battled to get that far. And there was no kind of ego about him, no kind of arrogance at all. And it's just an extraordinary loss for Liverpool as a club, as a city, and for Portugal as well. I mean, obviously, there's the weight going on there right now, and just horrendous scenes, really horrendous.
Yeah. I mean, I was looking at the details coming in the website there about everybody arriving at his wake, and a big Catholic funeral, and they'll, the service will take place tomorrow, and it's his parents arriving then for their 2 sons, to leave them there overnight, and then the grandfather arriving as well. You just think, oh gosh, that whole family just taken away in a moment. Life is precious. But very well said, Kevin. Let's speak about Chelsea against Palmeiras, live and exclusive at the early hours of tomorrow morning, 2 a.m. It's not going to be a walk in the park, is it, for Enzo Maresca, this game?
No, it isn't. I mean, you look at Palmeiras and what they've achieved both domestically and at continental level under Abel Ferreira, who's a Portuguese coach who has gone over there and done incredibly well in Brazil. Obviously, we know about Estevao, who's going to be going to Chelsea. He's one of the most exciting talents in world football, I would say, given the age he is and given the incredible quality he has. So Palmeiras are no pushovers. And I think that's what we're learning about this tournament, that there are all kinds of factors. Obviously, you look at the conditions, you look at where teams are in their seasons relative to European teams who played an entire season, and in Chelsea's case, played a lot of games. So I think this is a lot closer than some people might think.
Want to ask you as well about tonight's game, Fluminense versus Al Hilal. I mean, Al Hilal were outstanding, wasn't they, against Manchester City? I think sometimes we forget, don't we, Kev, the quality that they have. Neves, Malcolm, Koulibaly, Cancelo, Lodi, they're a very good side. And also, Fluminense, the celebrations after their last win, it meant the world to them, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. And this is a Fluminense team that only won the Copa Libertadores, their equivalent of the Champions League, a couple of years ago, and that was the first time they'd ever won it. So it's a club that's been on the up, and they've really, I think, represented themselves incredibly well in this tournament. They should have beaten Dortmund in the first game. Dortmund only got through that with a 0-0 draw because Gregor Kobel, their keeper, played absolutely brilliantly. And they've got some really dangerous players. I mean, John Arias, the Colombian, has been absolutely outstanding. They can hurt you in lots of different ways in the attacking sense. And Al Hilal, as you mentioned, I mean, they were able to go out and recruit one of the world's best coaches in Simone Inzaghi just weeks after he got into the Champions League final. They have lots and lots of top experienced stars, but also some really good Saudi players. It's worth remembering that as well. I mean, guys like Salam El Dossari, who is hugely experienced, has a great goal scoring record. So this is really tight potentially. I'm really looking forward to it.
And you're not alone tonight. You're watching Fluminense against Al Hilal, and you've got your co-commentator tonight, former Ipswich and Forest defender Luke Chambers, is alongside you now. Luke, good evening. Are you looking forward to this one tonight?
Yeah, evening guys. Yeah, can't wait for it, to be honest. It's been an incredible tournament so far, one that I think has brought a lot of questions in how the players are looked after, I suppose, but lots of football to see us through to the start of the next season. But yeah, looking forward to this one.
I think as well, Luke, it's been good for us as well to see the South American teams, isn't it? You know, the Argentinian teams have not been at the levels of the Brazilian teams, but some of these Brazilian players, some of them will be definitely getting moves in windows to come.
Yeah, you definitely think that completely, Gabby. I agree with that. I think to see these players where you don't normally see them, yes, we understand the European leagues, we get to see some of the big TV deals, but to be able to see these guys up close and personal, and there'll be scouts here, there and everywhere across the states trying to see can they beat each other to the first signing of some of these players, and there'll be players that probably weren't on the radars before that will now be sorely in people's minds coming into next season, especially in maybe looking to January and potentially next summer as well.
And you've genuinely enjoyed the tournament then, Luke? You've enjoyed watching the football, you've enjoyed the kind of standard as well?
Yeah, I think there's definitely been a bit of a gulf in some of the games, obviously, but the fact that you're losing Man City before the quarter-final stage to a team that you would have thought they'd have dealt with, I think it shows you that there are teams, and you just look at the experience that some of these teams, you've got Fabio in goal at 44 years old, 1,300 games by all accounts that he's played, Thiago Silva at centre-half at 40 years old, so that experience has definitely helped them in their rounds. But again, you're looking at the Al Hilal game where City couldn't get through, and you look again, the money they've spent, the investment they've made in that squad, and Kev mentioned who they brought in to lead that team. So it's a dangerous team, especially on paper, but they've been able to deliver so far.
Luke Chambers, alongside Kevin Hatchard, thank you so much for coming on. You're watching the Club World Cup quarter-finals for us, 8 o'clock, live and exclusive over on talkSPORT 2. If you've got the talkSPORT app, you can easily swipe across there to get the commentary of that one. It should be a good game. Now Denmark taking on Sweden in the Women's Euros. Watching for talkSPORT for us now, Emily Herbert.
It's still Denmark 0, Sweden 1, but they should be 2 up. A superb goal line clearance on Denmark's midfielder Thorgarsen. Arsenal forward Stina Blackstenius on the end of the strike. Denmark can't quite get a rhythm of passes going in this game, but less than 10 minutes to go of normal time. It's Denmark 0, Sweden 1.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got Big McDonald's hunger? The new Big Arch is here. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Coming up for you next, you're going to hear from Gabby's favourite England player. This is Drive on talkSPORT.
plays that villain role very well now. It's crying out for a little bit more attention. It comes with a lot of crazy people. I took it personally and it kind of made me rebel a bit more. To be honest, I don't really care anymore. I'm never going to change.
Good evening, how are you getting on this Friday? You're listening to Drive on talkSPORT. It's Shebahn Aherne in for Andy Goldstein, Gabby Agbonlahor in for Darren Bent with Motorpoint. New car with same day drive away available on all cars, and you can book a test drive today. So following us 7 o'clock tonight, Ollie Klink is here with the man who's not shy of an opinion, Rory Jennings, on the Transfer Insiders. And it's the 5th day of Wimbledon. Are you right into it yet, Gabs?
Yes, I am. When I get a chance to watch it, because sometimes when it's on, you might be like travelling like yesterday.
Yeah.
But I've loved watching Nori. I thought Raducanu was outstanding. That's the best tennis she's played for years, isn't it?
Yep.
She was aggressive. She was hitting the ball hard. Her service was very good. And I've enjoyed the upsets. Players like losing their head a bit because they're not used to losing. Coco Gauff. Yeah. She was really poor. Her second serve. Okay, second serve.
Get out of it.
Second serve. I was like, it was looking. Has she served before? Yeah. It was that bad, her service. Yeah. Every shot was hitting the net. So it just shows sometimes you might be one of the top seeds, but the pressure of Wimbledon, the weather, everything combined. That's why we love tennis, upsets.
Love it, love it. Watching for us today, Lisa O'Sullivan with all the latest. Hello.
Hi, Katie Bolter, the lucky loser who beat her Argentina's Solana Sierra, has made it into the 4th round, and it's the first time a lucky loser's actually got this far in the open era. These are the great stories that we're covering this year at Wimbledon. She thought she was going home 10 days ago, and she's had to change accommodation 4 times, but hey, she's into the last 16 at Wimbledon. I don't think she's going to be moaning too much. On centre court, we've got one more set potentially until Emma Raducanu comes out, because Carlos Alcaraz is now leading Jan-Lennard Struff 2-1, but the German hasn't given up yet. And in the battle between Nicolas Jarry and João Fonseca for the right to face Cam Norrie in the next round, well, that's into a tiebreak in the 4th set. Jarry leads by 2-1.
Thank you, Lisa. That's one way of calling somebody a loser. But you're lucky. You're a lucky loser. Denmark taking on Sweden in the Women's Euros. Here's Emily Herbert with all the latest.
It's Denmark 0, Sweden 1. You can't write this Denmark team off, though. Their all-time leading goal scorer, Pernille Harder, has just rattled the crossbar from the edge of the box. Sweden have 4 minutes to hold on to this lead and kick their Euro 2025 campaign off with a win. Denmark 0, Sweden 1.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got Big McDonald's hunger? The new Big Arch is here. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
So tomorrow night is the first game for the Lionesses. They get their Euros campaign underway. They've got France live for you here on talkSPORT at 8 o'clock. All the talkSPORT team out there in Switzerland now. Captain Leah Williamson back in the squad. Of course, she missed the World Cup in 2023 due to an ACL injury. She's back. She's key to the Lionesses, and she's been speaking to talkSPORT's Courtney Sweetman-Kirk.
Leah, must feel a little bit like Christmas Eve. How excited now just to get on the pitch and obviously get playing?
Yeah, really excited. It was a good training session today. Finished, sort of boxed all of that off. A couple more meetings and then we're good to go.
So in terms of France, the threats they're going to possess, what are you expecting and what are you going to do to nullify that?
Yeah, I mean, their physicality is obviously one of their main strengths. They're a very athletic team, a lot of pace, so naturally we have to be on it and we have to be sort of one step ahead in that regard. But I think we've focused as much on them as we have ourselves, and I think us playing good football will be a great way to nullify that threat.
And on them, there's been some omissions in the squad, a lot of noise around it. Does that make your life easier, or is it the fact that they've got great squad depth and you've just got to take it as it comes?
Yeah, I think that obviously, the great players that I looked up to when I was growing up, so it's definitely surprising. But I think the team that France have here is a great team, and we're aware of that. So it doesn't make too much difference in terms of preparation.
And on a last note, just for you personally, you missed out the last major tournament with injury, so. Not necessarily are you approaching it different, but maybe just trying to take it in and make sure you're taking it all in, maybe, and not take it for granted.
100%. And I love doing a tournament, away from home. Obviously, the Euros is incredible, but to be in a different country and to get that real buzz around it, I am soaking it all up. And I said I wouldn't really believe it was happening until sort of we get to this night and get through the preparation. So I'll definitely be taking it all in tomorrow. Yeah.
The legend Leah Williamson, just fresh from winning the Champions League with Arsenal, now back for another major tournament with England. It's people like her, isn't it, Gabs, who are like a real boost to the squad. And she had the game of her life against Barcelona in the Champions League.
Oh, 100%. She's a leader, isn't she? Natural leader. That's what we're going to need to bring this tournament home. But like I said earlier, can others step up? You know your leaders in that squad. Alicia Russo as well. Can other players... new players to the squad, can they, this is my tournament as well. I'm going to be a star player. I'm going to step up. Players from the bench, like you mentioned earlier, can you come on? You might be the reason why England go far in this tournament and win it, because you've made an impact off the bench. So it's going to be a squad effort, and it's going to be tough, because like you said, some big teams, and France, Germany, Netherlands, Spain, all top teams. One person you can look out for, by the way, keen to get your opinion on her, is Grace Clinton. She plays for Man United. Very, very good. I hope she gets good minutes at this tournament for England, because she's definitely the future. But look out for France, Marie-Antoinette Katoto, Gilles Louise, Gabs. Yes. Frightening. Absolutely frightening. It's what you want to see. Sometimes these tournaments is where players stand out, make a name for themselves. That's what you want to see. For all the countries, you want to see England do well. You want to see players stand out for other teams as well, and might get moves off the back of a great tournament. Yep. Lionesses in action tomorrow against France. It's live for you here on talkSPORT at 8 o'clock. Now we're going to do this just before we go. We've got an Oasis reunion just a matter of hours away in Cardiff. We thought we'd test Gabby's knowledge on the band in our quiz. Oasis or no Oasis? Honestly, production, take a bow. That's all I know. We're going to play a few tunes to Gabby. He's got to tell us if it's a song by Oasis or not. Simple as that. Song number one, please, DJ. DJ. Yes. Oasis or no Oasis? Oasis. Correct. It's Oasis, Slide Easy. Away. Okay, next song, please, DJ. No. No Oasis. Who is it? It's not Oasis. Who is it? Go on. Woohoo! I don't know. No idea. But I've heard this song before, back in the day. It's Blur You Numpty. Okay, what about this one? Sent to me from heaven. Nope. Who sings it? It's not Oasis, is it? No. Is it no Oasis? George Michael? I don't know. Is it? Get in the bin. Stone Roses, come on. That's it, Stoners. You're on the Stoners. That's what they go by. On to the next song, please. Half the world away. Half the world away. I've been lost, I've been found, but I don't think this is either. Do you not think this is Oasis? I don't think it is, no. What do you think it is? An Oasis? Westlife? I don't know. No idea. Is Oasis?
It is. You're absolutely miles off it, but that is why we love you, Gabby Agbonlahor.
What's it called then?
It's called Half the World Away.
Okay. We'll have to download that.
That's where you're heading. You're going on your holiday next. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yes, 2 weeks away. Lovely jubbly. So see you soon.
Take care. It's been good to be with you today.
It's a pleasure always, Shebahn.
Thank you so much for listening. Thanks for watching. Andy and Benty back next week. I hope they enjoy Oasis and have a good Friday. Be safe. Look after yourself. Love you. Bye bye.